You're listening to the VAFA Match of the Day on 96.5 Inner FM and streaming at www.innerfm.org.au.
Andrew Leonard, our Master of Ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sports Cover Arena for the showpiece event of the VAFA season, the Premier Grand Final between University Blacks and Collegians. We welcome the coaching team, Cameron Roberts and Mark Evans and Darren Baxter, and your teams, Collegians and University Blacks, to today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask you all to please be upstanding, remove your hats, as I invite the star of the stage, Matilda Sholly, to sing the Australian National Anthem.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil, wealth for toil. Our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strings and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
The national anthem sung by Matilda Sholly there.
Who's going which way? It's about to happen
Trent
now.
Simbark's about to meet up with Beedman. Umpire Michael Hooper has the coin, puts it up in the air. And Beedman's won the toss, doesn't have any question. He doesn't do the caution. He elects to kick with the breeze to the Elstonwick Hotel end in the first quarter. Ken, does that make your selection any different?
No, still stuck with Collegians.
So now what they're going to have to do...
It's nice to know that they'll come home with the breeze.
It is. Collegians will be coming home with the breeze, but the heavily supported favourites, University Blacks, will kick to the definite scoring end in this first term. Glenn, what do you think it is, a 4-goal breeze?
Yeah, it's about 3 or 4, I think. I mean, I've been upstairs for a while now, but just looking at the flags down near the gates there, it's they're not going absolutely crazy, but the trees behind the big scoreboard are moving around a little bit.
It's not impossible to kick a goal over.
No. We've seen
had
goals
some
kicked.
games,
Yeah, we've seen
25-degree days with a howling northerly,
Yep.
and you physically couldn't get the ball inside the
That's
4:45.
right. Yeah. Well, you can definitely get it to the scoreboard end, and we saw goals kicked in extra time, didn't we?
Yes.
The Blacks got a goal against it in extra time.
Well, they scored a few times. They had one touched. Yeah.
So you know, it's certainly not impossible to kick goals down there, but it is a definite advantage, but you must use it, not like last week.
See, with this breeze, you can actually still use the ball okay, because sometimes when they've got that howling, what you think's an 8 or 10 goal breeze, you can't control the ball going with it, so you can't find your target.
And it turns back on you if you're kicking into it, and it bounces at right angles if you at different times of the game. Silly things like that. It's not that sort of wind. The ground looks fantastic from up here. Andrew's just been out in the middle, and I'm sure he'll be able to tell us just how good it does look.
Glenn, thank you very much for joining us in the pre-game. We look forward to hearing from you right throughout the day.
Thank you.
Don Scarborough joining us from 98.9 FM at ground level. Blair Morton.
Yeah, boys, I think you're pretty spot on with the wind. I'd say maybe 3 goals, but again, it's not impossible to kick against. It's not blowing into either pocket, really. It's going sort of straight down the middle. So there's not really a dead pocket or a dead wing as there sometimes is here. That's about all I've got to report so far, boys.
Our boundary rider, Blair Morton, sponsored or brought to you by Sports Cover. And at Sports Cover Arena, it's Elstonwick Park. It's grand final day. Ken's picked Collegians to win. John, Andrew and I have all gone the way of the favoured University Blacks. I think it'll be close, only 10 points or so. Andrew and John seem to think more of a blowout. We'll find out in 2.5 hours' time because on 96.5 Inner FM, 98.9 Northwestern FM, and right around the world, live on VAFA TV, streaming, as I said, right around the world. Umpire Kid Harvey has ball in hand. And he's waiting. I don't know what we're waiting for here because we're running late.
We're waiting for that second. But you can defend in this pocket. If you're wanting to run the clock down while the side's kicking into this bruise, you can lock it up in this pocket.
Off 10 minutes late. Here's Andrew Leonard, 96.5 Inner FM.
Thank you, Michael, and good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the VAFA Premier Grand Final. It was a 0-0 draw in the ruck at the first bounce. Going in Giles, and he was wrapped up in a strong tackle. It's Hibbins, in fact, and we'll have a ball up in the middle of the ground. Willingham going up against Pemberthy. Willingham got the knock on that occasion, slapped away by Lay, who's back in the side today. Comes out to Weekly, who kicks it beautifully around the corner, although Ernest spent it before he had it. Hibbins goes in hard. Ernest won the football. Hibbins, good tackle by him. And we'll have a ball up on the point of the square. 30 seconds gone in the Premier Grand Final, thanks to Sky High Mount Dandenong.
Big Jorgie starting up forward for Collegians and then running through the centre and now in his familiar loose roll back in the back hole.
Willingham won the ball down, but once again we're going to get a ball up right half forward flank. Blair?
Boys, just quickly, a couple of midfield battles to watch. Simon Hogan has gone to Courtney Hilton and Tim Phillips has gone to Tyson Cruz.
And Simon Hogan won the ball out himself, got it away to Sheehan. On the left foot they go up looking for Tyson Cruz. Slabbert had it for University Blacks, got the handball away. Hibbins. But Hibbins does a good job for Collegians, goes out looking for Reese. Centre wing position, Nick Reese. Chips up into the breeze looking for Russo, but he was led to the football. The mark taken by Thomas there for Blacks.
Back.
Oh, he misread the ball.
Yeah, he sat back.
Badly.
Thomas kicks off a step up towards Patterson and he takes a good mark. First hands on the ball for him today. So Phillips gets in his way as he tries to go. Patterson short kick over the top to Cruz, who found some space. Content to slow things down and wait for the leads to come at him. Cruz kicks it up to the top of the square. Good to see Laurie back there, and he's going to take the mark here. He's got it. Mark to Laurie at the back of the pack. Gave a little nudge to Jorgensen, I thought, but he was able to take the mark, and umpire Hooper said, no, it's a fair mark. He can go back and have a set shot for goal.
He eased him out too easily there.
Quite a big rap for this guy.
He's very good in the second semi.
Yeah, taking over the coach's number this year.
So Jesse Laurie, inside the first 2 minutes of the Premier Grand Final, will have a shot for goal, just 5 metres in from the boundary, only 20 metres out, and he pops it through. So Blacks are on the board first. They get the first goal, 1 straight 6. That's on the Cougar Sportswear scoreboard. Collegians yet to score.
Great start for Blacks there, and a good piece of play right from in front of us.
Yeah, well,
Thomas just reading the ball much better than Russo.
That's right. The big money players there in Pattinson taking a really good pack mark here. Kicked it down to Cruz. And Cruz, the lovely kicking style on him, driving it long down there and a good mark.
And that big money players is obviously figuratively, John. Of course, in amateur football. Hibbins tried to take it away. Now Blacks have numbers through the middle. Weekly gets the handball to Willingham. Willingham tries to paddle it along out there to Leahy. Getting the ball was Apted. He got the handball to Penberthy. Penberthy went out to Imutis. Out of side of the ground. He's wrapped up there by Weekly and will get us throw in.
Big name players. Is that better?
Big name players.
Yeah, that's better.
1 straight 6 Uni Blacks. Collegians 0-0-0. 3 minutes gone in the first quarter on the Cougar Sportswear scoreboard.
Willingham knocks it down at the fall of the ball. Hogan couldn't quite get it. Another pack forms and we'll have a ball up centre wing outer side of the ground here at Sports Cover Arena. That breeze is quite a stiff breeze, favouring the Glen Huntley Road end, which Beedman had no hesitation in selecting to go to. Hogan over the football, couldn't gather it, crashing through Russo, hand pass back there for Jones. Gareth Jones kicks it up towards half forward, allowing the ball to bounce there. Going back with it was Sheehan. Hand pass backwards off the back line. And Blake has kicked beautifully out here to Ernest on this near side.
So Ernest selects to run it on. Now Jorgensen will come at Hugh Lacey, but Lacey runs around him and comes and kicks it right deep up into the forward line. Can't take the mark on that occasion, Patterson or Robbins. And the ball goes out of bounds, this time 25 metres out from the University Blacks goal.
Well, they've been outpaced in this first 4 minutes.
Yeah.
First at the ball, Blacks. Ruck takeaway, Penberthy gets it down to Tardif, handballs to Hilton. Hilton on the right foot goes out wide and Amutis takes the mark.
They being your tip, 10, Ken. When you say they, you mean your tip, Collegians being outpaced.
Medis' kick's turned over as Laurie takes the mark and he sends it back from where it came, but Jorgensen in the hole takes the mark in front of Patterson. So Patterson couldn't quite get there on that occasion to affect the spoil. Jorgensen goes by hand to Zimbax, who has a running bounce across the goal square. Hand passes to Tardif, who's wearing a glove. He was under pressure. It was a bit of a hospital job. Hand pass back in towards Holst, and a free kick going Holst's way. A bit of a soft one, nonetheless. He can relieve backwards to Kamenar by foot. He's off a step wide. And
Glenn's going to take it.
Out of bounds on the full. So Blacks will reload here again through Pitt.
That's an example of what Blacks have got to do just to deny Collegians running game.
So Pitt chips up to Willingham, who's taken the mark. He wants a handball on, but they've all manned up at the moment. He handballs back to Weekly. Weekly goes long up towards the forward pocket, but Will Tardif ducks back and takes the mark for Collegians. Tardif, half-back flank, just outside the 45-metre arc, slowing up play. He'll chip short to Apted, who takes the mark still on half-back flank, just goes the required 15 metres. Into the breeze, now a kick long, up the line, right up towards centre wing position. Croft goes up, punched away from him, and the ball goes over the line, and we'll get a ball in right on centre wing. It's one straight, 6 Uni Blacks. Collegians yet to score in the first quarter, brought to you by the Sky High of Mount Dandenong.
Thrown in, centre wing of this main grandstand side here at Sports Cover Arena. Pemberthy down to Reese, hand pass backwards there for Apted, came around the corner towards Jones. Russo went in, won the hard ball, hand pass out to Pemberthy, went one way then back the other, back into the pack. Croft puts some good pressure on, but a great mark by O'Rourke, who marks and read it best. Played on, good pressure by Corp though. Might have turned it over as it goes across the face of goal. Under immediate pressure, Drysdale, hand pass to Laurie. Just missed its target. In there, Thomas. Hogan working hard over it. Laurie sits over the top. Could have been a free kick. Corp goes in hard. He couldn't get it. O'Rourke hand pass out. Slap backwards and forwards by Collegians. Then Blacks defending astutely. Mahon, hand pass. Lacey under pressure, smothered by Hilton. Goes towards the goal line. Pitt on the last line of defence. Throws it on the boot. Clears defensive 45 and a good mark taken by Locke.
So Locke's got the ball out of half-back flank. Collegians look better in the last minute or so. Locke goes wide, right to the outer side. Simmons punches it away for Collegians, and he sees the sanctuary of the boundary line.
Really, Collegians here just looking to take a bit of time off the clock here with Blacks with the wind in the early stage. Just stop them from getting any momentum from scores with the wind and therefore having too much scoreboard pressure.
Better forward pressure as well, John, for Collegians, wasn't it? Penberthy gets it down. He was looking for Omutis. It didn't come to him. It went to Hogan. Hogan got the handball to Drysdale. Drysdale goes long up to Patterson. It bounces over his head and out of bounds. And we'll get a ball in now on the half-forward flank for University Blacks. They're kicking to the Glen Huntley Road end. They lead by a goal, 7.5 gone.
So throw in to take place at right half forward for Uni Blacks. As Michael Crooks said, 1 straight 6 to Collegians yet to score. Pemberthy won it, trying to go through Weekly. Hand pass to Mahon. Hand pass out the back here for Napier. Snaps around the corner. Jorgensen in the hole, punching from behind Patterson. Reading it best off the last line of defence, though. Simmons kicks it out wide towards the running Phillips, is it, I think? He takes it over the boundary line. It is Phillips.
I'll tell you about Phillips.
Throw in.
Simmons has got the right-handed glove on. The Tardif has the left-handed glove.
They couldn't afford a set each. They're sharing.
So throw in, opposite flank to where we had the last stoppage. Pemberthy, front spot, knocks it down towards Hilton. Couldn't quite get it. Zimbak's head over the football. Blacks working forward, but Apted dies on the football. He's going to get a free kick.
Started all right, Apted, hasn't he? Yes. Get amongst it, Ken. You got to tick
good
beside his name.
football, Lindsay Apted. Handballs back to Tardif, who goes to Holst. Now to Kamenar. Handball again to Hilton. That's 5 handballs in a row. They haven't gone far. Hilton chips in beautifully. Nick Reese. He handballs back to Tardif under pressure. Gets the kick away up towards half forward. O'Rourke drops back. Best on ground in the second semi-final, but the free kick is going to go the way of Howison. The New Zealand captain gets the handball away to Harry Croft. Croft kicks long up towards the half-forward line. Jason Blake leads out in the race for the ball. Wrapped up in a tackle, he was gone. Umpire sees it that way, and the free kick will go the way of Collegians.
Yeah, well done by Nick Corp. He wasn't really favoured by the kick in. It went Blake's way, but he tailed after him, and Blake was looking for assistance from his teammate who was also on the scene, but he was unable to turn around running towards the boundary and give off a meaningful possession whilst being tackled.
So Nick Cork's got the kick. He'll kick from 30 metres out. just a bit more than a 45-degree angle.
This is the only problem in his game. Sometimes the kicking for goals not great.
If he's on, he's on.
Can go anywhere. We don't know whether he's on or off at the moment.
It's within range.
Here
flat.
he comes.
Just kick it
Nick
flat,
Brooks to
Crooksy.
level the scores early doors of the grand final. So kicks it high. And therefore it pushes right across to the other side. He does exactly what John said not to do.
Well, you're 30
breeze.
metres out. Just kick it flat and fast. Kick it in the wind. Take the wind out of it.
So they've still got a chance. They've got to take these chances into the breeze, right next to the behind post. Pemberthy gets a big punch away, still in a hot spot. University Blacks have the numbers back through Pitt. He gets it to Blake. Blake kicks it long, outside defensive arc. Coming through Collegians hard, but still having the ball there. Slavitt got a quick handball away. Kavanaugh's now got it. Sorry, it was Apted. He went to Midas. Rings around one on the left foot. Kicks to goal, but gets the first score for Collegians only a minor. They're 1 point trailing Blacks, one straight 6, 10.5 gone.
Yes, I like the intensity of Collegians in this last few minutes.
You're back.
Yes.
We.
No, you.
We.
No, I was just saying Ken saying we rather than Collegians. Blacks have got it. Drysdale's kick was chopped off. Man on the mark smothered it. Corpse doing some great forward defensive work at the moment, but Drysdale did well to get around him. Hand pass to Pitt. Hand pass back here towards O'Rourke, who kicks it long up towards Willingham. Just dropped the mark off his chest. At the fall of the ball, here's Robbins. Walks one way, then the other, then hand pass was smothered. Good play by Simmons.
So,
and we'll have a boundary throw.
Just the experienced hands here of Collegians who have been here before. Zimbak's in there, just kept the pressure on Robbins, got the smother in, up forward, trapping the ball in a smother down there. They're just showing signs of just being a bit cooler under the crisis at the moment here at Collegians.
Pemberthy again. Napier crashes through. Hand pass to Weekly. Weekly hand pass to no one indiscriminately. Willingham did well to win it though. Got it back to Weekly. His little toe poke underground was okay for Marn, who ducked his head into the tackle.
Russell.
Definitely ducked his head into the tackle, but got a free kick nonetheless.
Curled up into a little ball then, didn't he?
Yep.
So you have to say played it well, Bede.
Yep. So Marn with the free kick to send the Blacks inside. Goes wide to the pocket and Patterson, yes. So Patterson takes the mark 40 metres out on a tough angle, just a few metres in from the boundary on the left forward pocket.
Looks like young Hibbins is running with Marn. Yeah, he's just saying to Russell now, what about ducking the head? He's still going on about it.
He's walking following him, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Patterson in the meantime has lined up his shot, runs to 45 and then just kicks it almost to the top of the square. Off hands, it's going to go through for a minor score. So Blacks' first blemish, they lead by a goal. 1-1-7 to Collegians, one behind 1 point on the Cougar scoreboard. Thanks to Sky High, 12 minutes in the first quarter of the grand final.
So Zimbak's always the designated kicker-inner. Goes out to Kavanagh, deep in the back pocket, and Josh Kavanagh goes long. Just outside defensive 45, Imutis been prominent. Runs onto the football. Was he tackled? No, said the umpire. Came back to Weekly. Weekly got it away there to Laurie. Laurie went up though towards Ernest. Dropped what he probably should have taken. Yeah, then he was wrapped up in a tackle and the handball comes away. Back to Tardif for Collegians. Balanced very well and now goes long up the line looking for Imutis and or the boundary line. Finds the boundary line. 7-1. 13 gone, first term, Blacks lead.
A nervous start from young Ernest. That's two drop marks that he really should have swallowed. But young fellow in his first final, it's understandable.
Thrown in, Willingham front spot. Imutis couldn't gather it. There's Ernest again. He just got boot to ball on that occasion. Tardif in there over the top. It could have got a free for in the back possibly. No, said the umpire will come in and ball it up. Just forward, right half forward flank for University Blacks. Enjoyed listening to you guys in the pre-game. Well done. Fantastic lead into the Premier Grand Final. Napier couldn't quite get it. Lacey came through without it. And it went over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw on outer side of the ground.
So they've done really well, Collegians. They've taken 13 minutes off the clock for just the 1 goal's damage with this wind, and it is a strong wind.
I reckon it's worth 4 or 5.
Yep.
Pemberthy up against Willingham, came to ground. Zimbek's in there for Collegians, and the ball's not going anywhere. We'll get a ball up right on the 45-metre arc. As you said, John, they're creating lots of stoppages.
Yeah, they are, and what they've got to do is not rest on their laurels. There's still double that time to go, and a lot of damage can be done in that time. But 1 goal in 13 minutes or so with this wind's a pretty good effort.
Pemberthy got the handball away. Blacks got the ball on the left foot. They drive it long and wide and out of bounds on the full.
Anderson.
It was Anderson, 24, Isaac Anderson, who had the ball, and the free kick will go to Holst for Collegians.
And from a Blacks perspective, it's important that they don't worry about the clock and worry about, do we need to kick some goals here, and then just start randomly shooting away from difficult shots. They've still got to be disciplined and set it up to kick the goals from good spots.
Holst, long down the line to this near side. It's got to be careful, though. It's almost a kick to perfection, but Patterson takes a really good mark. And we'll send Blacks back inside. Great pass to Slavitt. Oh, he could have got a free kick. Sure. Sorry, it wasn't Slavitt, it was Locke. I reckon he could have got a free throw over the shoulder against Tardif. And they said no again, and we'll have a ball up.
They do approach the ball in a very similar way, Locke and Slavitt, I reckon. They're both strong hip players.
Big punch by Pempathy, clears the zone. Hilton gathered the football, threw it on the boot, and is out of bounds on the full. It's happened a couple of times now so far for Collegians defenders as they try to clear. Free kick to go to Pitt.
So Adam Pitt's got the ball just forward to centre. Grandstand side. Umpire Harvey lining him up, saying play on now. Pitt now under pressure, so he kicks it high with the breeze. Right up towards full forward, punched away Collegians defender, who at ground level, it was Weekly. He goes, it's coming back on the breeze. Just misses to the right, 1- score. 1-2-8 University Blacks. Collegians 1-, 15 and a half gone in the 2014 grand final.
So they're doing their fair share of attacking. They just need to probably lower their eyes a bit and try and clear some space up forward so they can get the ball into the hands of someone in a decent position to kick straight.
Zimbaks kicks to himself, then goes wide to the outer side over the back of the pack. Holst might want the boundary. He's happy to go there now as Lacey came in over the top. Leighton will have a ball in outer side off the ground about 60 metres from the Blacks goal. Big crowd of Collegian supporters behind their goals at the scoreboard end here of Sports Cover Arena. The Blacks reserves players probably still just
in the showers.
In the showers after they claimed an unlikely premiership coming from behind to level the scores and then win in extra time against Old Severians. So much excitement here today at Sports Cover Arena. Throw up, outer side of the ground, and there's a free kick being plucked out, I think, for shepherding off the ball. It's going to go Phillips' way against Cruz for blocking. So Phillips gives it by hand to Kamenar. Kamenar kicks down the line, and Corp's taken the mark. It's been paid. So Corp can send Collegians forward.
So the big man gets his second possession, gets the handball away to Imutis, who drives it long up towards the half-forward line. O'Rourke crunched by Taff on that occasion. Ball comes to ground. Ends up with Adam Pitt on the outer wing position.
Down.
Weighing up an option. The option there was Hogan. He got it over the line. Who's still down?
Still down, O'Rourke.
Yeah,
O'Rourke's still down there.
A heavy collision.
Collegians take the football again into the forward line. Willingham in front, punched away from him. A clean bowl, Courtney Hilton, and now the ball's come to Drysdale. He gets the handball away for University Blacks up to the half-forward line. On the overlap was Harry Lay. From 50 metres, Lay goes goalward. And puts it through for the second goal for University Blacks. They go on a 2-2, 14 leading Collegians, 1-. 17 and a half minutes gone on the Cougar Sportswear scoreboard.
Good piece of play there from Blacks. Great backing up, moving the ball very quickly.
Yeah, well, just an error. Well, the ball came out to Hilton. He didn't get a decent bounce, and once it rolled past him, they were wide open. Collegians and good running play. I know you're going to for O'Rourke, although he's up and walking.
Yeah, that's right, Johnny. The trainers were with Peter O'Rourke. They were calling for a stretch out. The umpire's just buying time. It looks like he's walking off.
I reckon he might have maybe a lacerated head from that collision behind, perhaps, might be the...
Yeah, there is a bit of blood coming from his cheek.
Yeah.
Dr. Canis once again on the
ball.
Job,
isn't it? Amazing.
It's amazing, I know. I say that all the time.
Blood coming from just under his eye.
Yeah, it was a fair collision.
On that right eye.
Well, hopefully he won't be out for too long because he's a very good player and was... oh, yeah, it's a bit nasty there under the eye.
So Nick Batten about to come on. No, he's already had the replacement come on, hasn't he?
Stitches, Doctor?
He'll have a couple there.
Not as many as Sam Hibbins last week.
Thrown up back in the middle of Sports Cover Arena. Blacks have got 2 goals on the board, 2-2-1 behind as they try to clear away. They go backwards at first. Taking it was Weekly. He did duck on that occasion, so umpire said play on. Napier just gave a don't argue, gave himself some space to kick around the corner. Here's Lay, the goal kicker. Hand pass towards Marn, chopped off by Reese. Reese now for Collegians. Kicks it forward. Nice little mark there.
To Jezelenko.
Kicks it, I gave it back to Reese, who kicked it up towards centre-half forward. Almost a mark by Drysdale going back with the flight. Couldn't quite complete it. He slipped over. Russo had a chance, got held without it. Over Napier, couldn't gather it either. Hibbins goes in hard, comes out there to Sheehan. He kicks it around the corner, out towards half-back. Howison leads in the race for the ball. Inside to Shepherd. Hand pass from Xander Croft went to Reese. Reese shrugged one tackle, then got caught with it, and has been pinged for holding the ball.
Nick Reese didn't get away with it first option. In grand final, the pressure's right on, and Beedman will get the resultant free kick.
You see what he was going to do. He was just offload it, but a good effort from Beedman. Good strong tackle in low.
So Mann being prominent early, kicks dangerously. It's got to be dropped by Hogan.
Very
the ball comes to ground. Taking it away there was Hibbins. Now Russo can run onto the football. He wasn't first there, and he just sat on his man's back. Don't believe there wasn't a free kick paid. The ball's still deep in Collegians' forward line. Sheehan tries to pick it up, and he'll clear for Blacks.
He does so. To the outside finds Laurie. He's got the mark at right half back and just slows things down and kicks it wide. It's a good kick too. Find Drysdale, I think, on the outer side there. Yep, Drysdale goes on the right boot, long down the line. Jorgensen comes to the front spot, couldn't haul it in. Pembethy crashes through, slapped away from him. Knocked towards the boundary, but Zimbak's read it best and hand passed along the line towards Tardif. Lock chops it off, and close to the boundary line, eventually it goes over. 14 playing 1, 20 minutes gone in the first quarter of the grand final. Blacks with the only 2 goals of the game.
Go, John.
Oh, no, go.
Pemberthy punches the ball down. Imuda's been very good. This time he was pushed off it by Weekly, but once again out of bounds.
There is a problem just with the Collegians forward line with this win. They just need to be a bit better on the deck. The opportunities they've had have been on the ground, and Little Russo not quite quick enough, and they need another quick bloke lower, closer to the goal.
Raleigh really had the one scoring opportunity, but they've kept Blacks to only 2 goals in the first 20 minutes. And once again, we've got Hibbins and Weekly sitting on top of the football on the outer side of the ground. At Sports Cover Arena, Uni Blacks 2-2, Collegians 1 minor, 21.5 gone this first term, brought to you by Sky High of Mount Dandenong.
Weekly gets the clearing kick from the contest through the hands of Kaminar. Locke doing pretty well on that occasion. Batten did really well, came through, got the pick up, hand pass to Pattinson, got it back to Lay. Lay's strong tackle by Jones on him, and umpire letting it go, and eventually he'll come in and ball it up.
Lots of good tackling.
Yeah, strength of Blacks there. I mean, it got to Lay and he had no chance to get out, but the previous 2 handlers of the ball from Blacks got out of it. Tough situation.
Slapped forward by Blacks. Croft, that's Xander Croft, takes possession. He doesn't really want to get rid of it. He's locked it in that sort of fake way of trying to hand pass it out. It eventually does come out. Lacey gets a kick around the corner. It's kicked it wide and out of bounds on the full. Free kick will go in the left back pocket for Collegians to Tardif.
Well, it's been a pretty good effort by Collegians in this first quarter. 22 minutes in and they're only allowed 2 goals.
Yeah, they do need a goal themselves, you know.
Yeah.
If Blacks happen to get another goal, it's 3 goals without a goal, and, you know, all of a sudden.
So Tardif kicks into the man on the mark. Simmons has got the football. And now Collegians are in trouble. Tyson Cruz, bottom of the pack. Was he pushed in the back? No, said the umpire. And once again, we'll get a ball up. Had a lot of ball ups in the last 5 minutes. 20 metres out from the University Blacks goal. They lead 13-1. Coming through was Hogan. Couldn't take the ball. Hibbins got the takeaway to the outer side of the ground. Pemberthy pushes his man off the ball. Charging through there was Laurie, and we'll get a ball in 60 metres around from the University Blacks goal. It's 2-2, 14-1 minor, 23 minutes gone.
Throw in, right half forward. Ball hit the deck before anyone could get hands on it. Imuta slapped it forward, chopped off by a Weekly who's had a ton of it in the first quarter. Hand pass back for Hogan. He spilt the football as he was tackled, and another pack forms. We'll have another ball up just a bit further forward. Advance for Collegians, still behind centre though. And they're behind on the scoreboard by 13 points. So we see Mark Hibbins just pacing the boundary line up towards the interchange gates. Collegians get the clearing kick up towards the wing position. A free kick's been plucked out for Blacks though. And we'll go the way of Sheehan at right half back.
One step.
So Sheehan off one step, as Ken said, goes very long. Phillips was up there. Kaminar at the bottom of the pack for Collegians. He was wrapped up in a tackle, and once again we're going to get a ball up. Had lots of stoppages, not many goals, bit of a commentator's nightmare the last 10 minutes or so. But University Blacks lead 2-2 to 1 point. If you've just joined us, they are kicking with what we think's about a 4-goal breeze to the Glen Huntley Road end, so they still need another goal. Phillips pushed off the ball, came to Reese. He was pickpocketed by Lay, who kicked a goal early. Now he kicks it long up towards Blake. And Blake stands firm and takes the mark, switch to the forward line, and he'll kick from 30 metres out directly in front.
Possibly. Would you have played that in the back?
No, I'm just saying
holding his ground.
It was just a bit disappointing that Big Jorgensen didn't push back himself with his backside there. He had a real opportunity to do that, didn't hold his ground at all.
Yeah, that's right.
So Jason Blake will kick from 30 metres out, directly in front, just to give them a 19-point lead. He comes in.
Backman kicking at goal. That's what that was, Crooksy.
Absolutely, John. You know, I think that was a terrible kick. 2-3-15, 1 minor, 25 minutes gone.
Well, that's a let-off for Collegians there. They need to close ranks in this last couple of minutes of this quarter.
I mean, they're doing really well in the packs. They're winning their fair share of contested balls, Collegians.
Tardif kicks wide to the outer side of the ground, and Imutis takes the mark. Left half back. Struggled to get it off this back line for the last 10 minutes or so, Collegians. Good kick, but Willingham read it best and came through and took the mark. Gave the little hand pass away to Cruz, who was running past on the left boot. He goes up towards half forward. Corp, who's moved back, takes a mark at centre half back.
Alexander Croft's on his own if they get it moving quickly
Tardif
enough.
goes wide. Kick was indiscriminate out towards the Howison direction, but it's all Blacks. Drysdale gathers, gets it to Lay. Hand pass backwards there to Lacey. Lacey kicks it up towards Blake, who takes a mark in front of Zimbax.
Doesn't waste a kick, Lace. He's fantastic with ball in hand.
And that was a wasted kick from Blake, who kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Well, he's wasted 2 of late. Jason Blake, one of them should have been a goal and the other should have been a quarter entry, try and get another one. So they're wasting the breeze at the moment. The Collegians through Imutis, who's had plenty of the football, brings it in. Corp in front of Blake. Ball comes to ground. Handball by Russo. Misses his target. Beedman working hard there for University Blacks. Trying to dispossess the Collegians players. Once again, we'll get a ball up at the 26
I'd say it's more likely that Corp's been thrown down there to just add extra numbers, that Blake's followed him down.
Blake's gone back, but now Blake's going on his own. He had his back to the ball, came to Imutis. He was pushed off the ball. Napier gets the handball out to Tyson Cruz. Cruz goes backwards to Weekly. Weekly tries to get around Hilton. Hilton tackled him. No free kicks at the umpire. Came to slab it on the right. No, someone slab it. Came to Lay. Lay's got the football. Now he ducks his head. Ball came to Nick Corp. Bottom of the pack. A free kick's been paid. Tackled after he got rid of the ball, and Corp will take the resultant free kick. Just backwards of centre wing. Zimbax was calling for the ball, but Corp's going to go back and waste as much time as he can kicking into the breeze. Corp down the line, up towards Croft. That's Harry, front spot. Couldn't quite get it. Pitt was with him every step of the way.
Contest between those two then.
And Jezebeluk was there as well.
Good effort initially by Napier of, was it Pitt, of Blacks, and then Croft got back in the contest late. Good fair contest.
Corp won the contest in the ruck. Hogan came through with it. Marn definitely ducked his head into that tackle of Corp's. And that time the umpire let it go. We'll have a ball up. Without that extra goal, you feel that Collegians have done a pretty good job still, even though the margin's 14 points early. Blake had kicked that other one, maybe it was advantage Blacks, but as we approach the quarter time siren, 28 minutes gone in the first term. It's only a 14-point lead, 2-3-15 Blacks to Collegians, one behind 1 point. In all of that, we've had a couple of ball ups and a pack ball gathered at the bottom of the pack, and they did it again. So 3 in a row. Willingham knocks it down, out towards Marn. Taft gathers the football, strong tackle on him by Thomas. He's pretty happy to wrap it up as well. So pretty happy, you'd have to say, Collegians players and coaching team, but the margin is only 14 points with this breeze, which we're guessing is about a 4-goal breeze. Blair Morton down at boundary level for Sports Cover.
Boys, Peter O'Rourke's been fixed up. He's got the tape around the bottom of his chin over his forehead, so he stopped bleeding. He's just come back on the ground.
Thanks, Blair. Certainly hasn't been the blowout that sometimes we have in a first quarter of a big windy grand final here. Sam Hibbins is holding onto the football. And umpire Harvey once again will ball it up. They've been overworked at the moment. The umpire's balling the ball up. Boundary umpire's
them I'm worried about come the last quarter.
Yeah, so the umpires.
Fatigue.
Willingham kicks the ball around his body, right into the middle of the ground. Slab it in front. Virtually hands the ball to Locke. Tardif was at the bottom of the pack, couldn't take control of the ball. Slabbit is hurt. Comes out to Sam Hibbins, ducked his head and got the handball away.
Wrist, broke, maybe wrist on the pitch.
He's gone down, yeah, that's exactly right, I reckon.
So umpire Canis has said a wrist, but Slavitt's up.
He's made a good, tough.
No, he's holding his wrist in that angle that sort of says my hand's a bit sore.
And anyway, Sam Hibbins will get the free kick just backward of centre. The University Blacks have managed to push most back. So Hibbins is
we'll be able to tell the first time he goes for a mark,
He's trying to waste time, and he goes backwards to Holst.
Holst at left half back. Oh, steps around his man and then slipped over as the siren sounds for quarter time. Hibbins got the hand pass out to the boundary, but it didn't really matter. Siren sounds here at quarter time at Elstonwick Park Sports Cover Arena. 29 minutes that first term went for Sky High Mount Dandenong, and on the Cougar scoreboard at quarter time, University Blacks 2-3-15 to Collegians, 1 behind, 1 point. Sorry, John?
I said I feel uncomfortable with the Cougar scoreboard. Why?
That's St John's territory. We'll take a break on 96.5 InterFM and be back to wrap up the first quarter.
You're listening to the VAFA Match of the Day on 96.5 InterFM and streaming at www.interfm.org.au.
96.5 InterFM, 98.9 Northwest FM, VAFA TV. It's University Blacks 2-3-15. Collegians 0-1-1. Oh, and we're also on Channel 31. Sorry, Andrew. Yes, of course.
C31, I think that.
15-1 at the moment, University Blacks. Blair Morton, ground level.
Boys, Mark Hibbins was pretty happy with that quarter. He said that that had a good game. He said this quarter they want to control the ball a little bit better, and rather than kick long into the forward line, hit targets and have proper shots at goal. Cam Roberts was actually pretty quietly spoken, a little bit hard to hear, a little bit hard to understand. But what I did take away was that he said in this quarter they've got to control the stoppages and try and slow the ball down. Well,
we don't want that to happen from a commentator's point of view. We've seen enough slow play. We want some fast play. And Andrew will bring us that as soon as the players and the Collegian Lion gets off the ground there at the northern end.
Well, very dangerous.
Did a good job, didn't he?
He did do a good job hurdling the fence. And a fairly decent crowd in here for the Premier Grand Final as well, to take in this contest between the two best sides of 2014 that have made their way through to the big dance. And Imutis gets the first clearance, hand pass back to Kamenar. He throws it on his left boot up towards half forward, punched away from Phillips. Drysdale there as well, as Russo wins the hand pass back to Pempathy. Took on one tackler, took on a second. Ball came out in the tackle, could have been holding the ball, said Michael Crooks.
They're trying to break it.
Yeah, I agree. He took on two tacklers and didn't get a proper possession in there. Willingham knocks it down. Hilton comes through, slaps it, leaves it for Imutis. Hand pass back to Zimbax. Quick hands found Hilton, who just kicked off a step without looking. Locke, I think it is, or no, Pitt rather, and he wanted the boundary line and will take it out.
To pay the trip.
No, yeah, free kick going to Pitt for the trip.
It started at the waist, finished around his ankles.
So it's called by Ken. Adam Pitt's got the ball. Defensive 45 for University. Going to the other big man in Willingham. Gets the handball to Hogan. On the overlap, he went to Lay. Lay had his kick smothered. Now Kamenar for Collegians can set something up. Gets the handball to Will Tardif. He's usually pretty good by foot. Eyes put the mocker on him, and now Blacks have the football through Beedman. He gets the handball away. It'll end up out here with Sheehan. Defensive 45. Sheehan goes up towards centre wing. And Robbins, who kicked 4 goals in the second semi-final, takes the mark.
Strong hands there.
Strong hands and big strong hips too, this bloke.
And Holst could have claimed the mark. Patterson probably had first hands on it, and he hand passed it outside to Pempathy. Blair, you were first-hand view of that little down over the top. There is Cruz ripping it out. Jones did really well. Hand pass out to Abded. Hogan won it though. Hand pass backwards to Lacey, who's standing off the back of the pack. He spears a pass inside, but Holst read it best and took the mark. Played on immediately to Tardif. Tardif took on a player, then hand pass to Hilton.
And Hilton bombs long, right up towards centre half forward. Reading it better was Sheehan. He had his hands chopped. Came back to Jason Blake. Better with the handball. Got it to Jesse Laurie. Laurie went to Pitt for University Blacks. Pitt went out wide to the outer side of the ground. Punched away. Collegians first there. It's the little man in Russo. He wants to get onto his right foot. Weighs up an option. Misses his target in Nick Reese. He has to try and take it on the half volley. Can't do so and we'll get a throw in. 60 metres out from the Collegians goal. They're faithful loading now the Glen Huntly Road end in this second term. They're 1 minor trailing Uni Blacks 2-3. Nearly 3 minutes gone for sports cover.
Knocked out. Third man up was Hilton. Got it inside, attacking 45. Does that count as an inside 50 if we were taking
Probably.
stats? And it went over the boundary line, right forward pocket, 25 metres around from the Collegians goal.
Stark difference in the supporters behind each goal. There's no one at the Blacks.
That's what they couldn't work out in the first quarter. No one behind the Blacks goal.
All the Blacks seem to be on the hill to the left here of broadcast position, which makes for a very good crowd on this side of the ground. Marn did brilliantly, took it away from the stoppage. Ran a long way though, but still got his kick away. Up towards Slabbit, his first real hands on the ball since he had that, what looked like an injury in the first quarter. Lay grabbed it, got it to Hogan. He went backwards by hand to Lacey. He was tackled strongly. Just hatched it out the back there towards Marn. Hibbins with him. And we'll have a ball up right on the edge of the square. Just forward to centre for Collegians.
So as Andrew said, Collegians in attack, but they really haven't got near the scoreboard in this second term, which has gone 4 minutes. Now they have the ball charging through there, Penberthy, but he missed the ball. Drysdale are trying to pick it up, can't do so. On the third attempt, he was wrapped up by Hibbins. Lay, who's been prominent, ran over the ball. Apted comes in for Collegians. Just can't keep it in and we'll get a throw in right in front of the University Blacks coaching staff.
They clearly rate Lay because they've left out 2 good players in Turner and Flight, regular players, for him to come into the team.
And Lay has been very good in the first 35 minutes or so. Goes over the top of Marn, went back there to Anderson. Willingham got the kick, off one step up, looking for Patterson. Patterson does his own roving, then goes to a handball, more in hope. Charlie Holtz gets the handball to Zimbarks. They still can't break clear, comes back to Sheehan. He was wrapped up in a tackle. Napier first to the ball now, but it was turned over and Tardif got the quick kick away. Blacks have got men back in defence.
There's lots of pressure on. No one's
taking the mark was Pitt.
No one is getting an unpressured possession.
Hand pass to Lacey. He went back to Pitt, and Pitt's an ugly tumbling kick, and Lay takes a good mark in his hands just below his knees. So Lay behind centre wing, kicks up towards centre wing. Batten from behind, 3 deep, flew for it, couldn't quite take it. Ernest's hand pass was chopped off by Penberthy, who ran into Ernest, who butted up with the tackle. Napier stole it. Hand pass around the corner. It was okay, touched off the boot. Oh, gee, good rush. And in the back against Kamenar on Patterson.
I felt that.
Yep. Kamenar just shrugs it off, stands up and goes, what are you talking about? As he kicks across half back, does well. Gets it out to Giles, got it to Zandercroft. Zandercroft was slow, and he kicked it and was smothered by Hogan. Hogan gathered it and then kicked it without really thinking about it. And Giles goes back and takes a relieving mark.
So Giles for his second possession in a minute goes back to Charlie Holst. Collegians setting up before they elect to go long up to the half-forward line. O'Mutis at the back of the pack. He punched it away from Roberts. Running into it was the youngster in Jones. Coming through hard, Hugh Lacey. Got the handball away. Pitt was wrapped up in a tackle. And the umpires paid incorrect disposal. And Shura tapped the man who loves a goal.
Great tackle.
It was a great tackle by Shura against Adam Pitt. And Shura tapped the man who loves the goal. Will kick from 30 metres out. No real angle to speak of, and I'd suggest this is mark it down.
Also loves some tape around his knees.
Getting more tape on every time. The 32-year-old playing in his 7th grand final for the Collegians Football Club comes in from 30 metres out and puts the first one on the board for the Lions. They're 1-1-7 trailing University Blacks. 2-3-15. We've gone 6.5 minutes on the sports cover scoreboard.
It's a terrific asset to have a player like Taft, who's a good full forward, but really goes hard to tackle a player to keep the ball in the zone.
The Blacks player was badly set up then with the ball, but you know he had to. It was always going to be a tackle. He did well not to tackle him illegitimately, and a much-needed goal for Collegians. It's you know, about 35 minutes into the game and they've got their first goal, and those sort of things can play in your psyche.
Jorgensen went up, he got the ball down to Reese, and Reese bombed it long,
go
deep up the tap, doing a great job back there was O'Rourke, now all bandaged up for University Blacks.
O'Rourke takes the mark and kicks it wide out towards Cruz, who marked it on his chest in front of Abded, wheeled around on the left boot up towards Ernest, and Ernest has had the ball punched away from him by Kamina. At the fall, the ball, Tardif did well, just got boot to ball, kicked it forward, up towards the Reese direction. It trickles over the boundary line, and out of bounds will have a boundary thrown at right half forward.
Fine judge of a mark, O'Rourke. That ball was coming in from the centre. He just stood his ground and it never looked like it, just judged it better than everyone else.
Thrown in. Jorgensen, front spot, gets the knock away. Napier there as well. Abded, little toe poke to himself. Tried to keep it in. Boundary umpire said no, we'll have a boundary throw in out of side of the ground. Eight minutes gone in the second term. 15 playing 7. That's when you guys talk special comments. When there's a stoppage generally. There's a stop in play. Napier takes it away, kicks it up towards the wing, and Holst has taken the mark, has he, or has he given away a free kick for a little nudge?
No, Mark.
Mark to Holst. Holst kicks it inboard up towards Jorgensen, who was punched away from Lacey. Howison there as well. Good tackle on him by Anderson. And we'll have a ball up at right half forward for Collegians.
So, look, lots of pressure on. Every time you get the ball, you're under pressure. There's hardly a pressure-less possession, and it's interesting to see how long it goes on for in the game.
There is a lot of pressure. Collegians hanging in there at the moment, trail by 8 points.
It's the reason there's no cohesion in the game, because every ball is hot, and so there's no easy ball to get, you know, 2 and 3 and 4 runs of possession in a row. The game's not flowing for that reason.
So I like the
because it's so intense at the ball.
Possession,
you like the free-flowing game. Bang, goal that in, bang that in.
Absolutely, it's a lot easier to call. Ruck contest, punched away by Batten against Jorgensen. Apted flipped it over the top as far as Tyson Cruz for University Blacks. Had a couple of chances, got a third chance now. Hilton against Pitt. Pitt takes the ball. And once again, as John said, it's another contest and it goes over the line and out of bounds. University Blacks are 2-3. Collegians are 1-1. We've gone 9.5 minutes in the second term on the Sports Cover scoreboard.
It will change, I reckon, but...
Thrown in. Batten knocks it down. Jorgensen kicked it off the ground out towards the flank, and it goes over the boundary line and out of bounds, out of side of the ground. Right forward flank for Collegians. They trail by 8 points.
They've got a real chance here, Collegians. I mean, if they can get themselves a 2 or 3 goal break in this quarter with the win. Hold up.
Batten over the top. Cruz held without it. Reese got boot to ball, kicked it forward. Pitt read it best though, and kicked it straight and wide out of bounds. No, Mark taken on the inside of the boundary line by Cruz. Hand pass releases Hogan.
So Hogan gets the quick handball away. They drive up the line. And the mark's taken out there by Batten. Out of side of the ground. Centre wing position. University Blacks. Batten has his kick smothered. Can Holst make them pay? He's got helpers. One of them's Tardif. Now he takes a bounce. Now he's trapped up in a tackle. Should have been holding the ball.
Yeah, he's paid it.
It is, and the free kick will go to Isaac Anderson. Great rundown tackle there by University Blacks.
The bloke running beside him should have said something, or at least shepherded. There was 2 of them, arm service, and still got pulled down.
So great effort by Anderson on that occasion to effect the tackle. Tyson Cruz goes up. Tried to take the hanger, couldn't hold on.
Come down,
and he's hurt himself now on the arm. On landing then, Tyson Cruz. I think he'll be okay. Might have got a stinger on the left hand. We'll get umpire, Dr. Canis's view in a moment.
He's all right.
Jorgensen knocks it out. Here's Hogan. Again. He's been in amongst it, Hogan, a lot. Reese stole it from him though, got it to Tardif. Good tackle by Sheehan on him. Abdick got the hand pass to Hilton. Hilton sends it inside, attacking 45 up towards Corp at the back. He ran it best and then ran it and kicked a goal. Collegians get their second. 2-1-13, they move to margin back to 2 points in favour of Blacks. 2-3-15, 11 minutes gone in the second term. Sports Cover scoreboard thanks to Bayford.
Well, Corp has looked good in a couple of moves like
well, they've had limited opportunities, Ken. I mean, Taft, one bit of play, he got a tackle on, kicked the goal. Corp the same, he put a good tackle on up the other end and missed the shot. There again, he was one out, he was in the play, he got a result for them. Now, they're really in here with a big chance. There's 20 minutes to go with the win. They're virtually drawn level. If they get themselves a 3 or 4 goal break here, that they should with the win, then the pressure goes back.
Important 20-minute period. Tardif got it back to Kamina. Kamina now goes up looking for Harry Croft. They're at the back of the pack. They have numbers, University Blacks, and they'll kick it long. And the mark taken there by Weekly. And Weekly goes up looking for Batten on this outer side of the ground. Oh, sorry, grandstand side of the ground. Batten gets a handball away to Lay. Lay's got to use Batten again, but Jorgensen used his height. Coming through Anderson, the ball's ended up with Zimbax. Zimbax gives it back to Imutis. The ball's still in play. Anderson keeps it in for the moment. Now it rolls over the line and out of bounds right in front of Mark Hibbins and the Collegians coach.
Well, the point I was going to make, they can set their game, the whole game up here, Collegians. They can go in with a 3 or 4 goal break at half-time and put the pressure on Blacks to answer that and get enough of a lead for the last quarter. They could really set themselves up in this next 15 minutes.
Still have to score goals. They've been at a premium today. Only 4 goals in the first 40 minutes. Handball over the top to Drysdale. Drysdale goes long, deep up into the forward line. Simmons comes through for Collegians. Dangerous handball. Good kick away on that occasion by Sander Croft. Out looking for Howison. Can he pick it up? He barrels his way through. Umpire said, no, you didn't lift your head. And we'll get a ball up. Half-forward flank for University Blacks. They lead by 2 points at the 13-minute mark.
The pressure around the ball is testing a lot of players here. There's a lot of guys that would normally do things easily, and they're struggling.
Knocked out by Patterson, out towards the flank. Reese just soccers it off the ground towards the boundary line. Blacks players ask for deliberate. Umpire says no, we'll throw it in, thank you.
So the ability of the really class players to keep their cool under pressure and give the kick or the hands out that goes to advantage are worth their weight in gold today.
Thrown in, outer side of the ground. Patterson knocks it down over the top Weekly, but stealing it away was Tardif, who gets the clear and kick up towards the Russo direction. Bounce eludes him. Pitt gathers it. Good tackle by Croft. Harry Croft did well in a second effort as well. And going through, taking it there was Jezavulek. He kicks it up towards the Taft direction. Bounce eluded him. Aided Thomas, who got a hand pass to Willingham. Willingham kicks it up towards centre half back. And no mark taken. Weekly gathers the football, hand pass to Drysdale. Drysdale back to Willingham, who's working a bit like a running flanker. Gives it away towards Blake, and Blake pumps it inside at 45 to Cruz. Had the front spot, couldn't get it. Phillips did well going back. Holtz got it to Zimbax, and Zimbax will kick with a clearing kick for touch. Bouncing ball inside. Napier gathers it. Hand passes away for Locke.
So Locke's got the ball wrapped up by Zimbax. Needs support. Sander Croft supplies that. Now they've run off the ball, came back to Slavitt. Slavitt gets a quick handball, but only as far as Reese. Reese gets the handball to Simmons for Collegians.
Where Collegians
Can they make
good.
better of this
That's why they're good.
Goes out there to Jutalovic, who takes the mark on the overlapping handball to Tardif. Tardif charges through the middle of Elstonwick Park. It eludes Corp. Punched away by O'Rourke for University Blacks. Drysdale comes in. Taft ball's over. Drysdale into the back. No, said the umpire. And we'll get a ball up. I thought that one was in the back.
Well, I thought the first one was, and certainly the Blacks one was. But you see the way Collegians came out of a dire situation and attacked back through the middle. It was sensational play.
Best movement of the day, and now umpire Davidson will ball it up again. 45 metres out. We're halfway through the second quarter, and Blacks still lead by 2 points, 2-3 to 2-1.
Great movement. Yes, indeed.
Great move.
Can we commentate here? We've bounced the ball.
Well, the play hasn't gone anywhere. Getting a clearing kick, though, was Locke. Up towards centre wing, and Zimbax chops it off and takes the mark. Goes into the middle of the ground to Tardif. Ball just out of his reach, but he managed to control it. Hand pass to Jezavelic. Got it wide out towards Phillips. Giles it was. Kicked around the corner up towards the Zandercroft direction. Getting back Weekly to help out his teammate, but Zandercroft did really well and wrapped him up in a strong tackle.
He's been pretty good.
Yeah, not only the days they did last week, but nonetheless, the Tardif Zimbax duo is out of that back line. Premiership players are just sensational.
Zandercroft over it. Weekly also in there. Good tackle put on him. And we'll have another ball up out of side of the ground. You can hear that breeze through our effects, Mike.
Who's got more support?
Collegians easily.
I think so.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, easily more Collegian support. Knocked away. That comes out to Howison. Off a step, kicks it up towards half forward. Harry Croft, one out. He's got a couple to beat. Blake did well to take it to the boundary line.
He does some great work with the tackling, Harry Croft, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Like he's on a pretty decent opponent in Blake, so he did well.
Battle of attrition, only 4 goals kicked, more than halfway through second quarter. Hilton was wrapped up, got the handball away. Tardif dives on the ground, couldn't take it. Russo's in there hard for Collegians. O'Rourke working hard Laurie working hard there for University Blacks. And once again, we'll get a ball up. We're 35 metres out from the Collegians goal. They've kicked the only 2 in this quarter. They just certainly need some more. They're 2 points down at the moment. Tardif wrapped up in a tackle, and now we'll get a ball up 40 metres out.
Hang in there, Blacks. 5 minutes have gone by since the last goal, and you know the other side of it is we've got the ball back in play.
Been a good mini stanza for University Blacks.
Too high.
Causing ball ups, and the free kick will go the way of Jason Blake.
The other side of it is if Collegians don't score goals here, Blacks can go away in that quarter and leave Collegians with the unenviable task of kicking goals in the last quarter.
Kick goes short to Laurie. Thomas has found some space. He's got to come a long way to come across this way. He's going to come this way now, which is good play by Blacks. Comes to Pitt. Now he's got to go to Thomas and use him, but Pitt's kick is going to be carried wide and bounce just inside the painted line of the boundary line for a boundary throw. Blair, I was going to say...
Tell you what, the cavalry's got a long way to get over. Look at the boundary umpire's waiting for the players to come.
Yeah, from the other side. I was going to say...
they're still not there.
There haven't been many changes, but it looks like they're all just about to ring him now. Plenty of changes down at ground level. Sorry, I'll come back to you in a second. Willingham tries to get it out. Hibbins puts a good tackle on him. They're just general interchange movements from both sides in this second term.
I mean, they're both coming off with a fair bit of volume and frequency, boys. No one looking too tight at this stage. Everyone coming on fit and healthy, so we'll keep us updated on that one.
Because the stoppage is quite a slow game.
Weekly to Croft, and Croft rips it out, then hand passes over the top. Jones got boot to ball. Russo could have got a free kick for in the back, possibly. Hibbins goes in to wrap him up in a strong tackle, not going out anywhere. Another pack forms, and we'll have another ball up.
Not quite.
No, not quite. Umpire letting it go. Ball still free, sorry. Comes out to Willingham. Russo in there working industriously. Stolen away by Omutis. Came backwards. Awkward hand pass with the right hand pass out towards Pembethy. And he slaps it over the boundary.
By way of the fact of all these stoppages, they're all doing a lot of time just standing around. So because it's not free flowing.
There's no burnout factor yet, is there? Half forward flank for Collegians. As John said, they haven't kicked the goal in 8 minutes, and they still trail by 2 points. University Blacks have football, bottom of the pack.
It's becoming an appeal fest to the umpire too. Every time.
Yes, Marn has got the ball at the bottom of the pack. And there's not too many free kicks being paid.
Well, in a game with 4.
Pemberthy up against Willingham, comes to ground. Omutis been very good. Charlie Simmons barges in. He's wrapped up by 3 Blacks players.
8 scoring shots for the game.
Yes. Hard work so far. Hopefully the game will open up a bit. Cardiff tries to do so. He's a man who can open up the game. Up looking for Corp. He was pushed out of the contest. Back of the pack. Quick handball away by Pitt. Went to the O'Rourke. Bandaged up. Gets a handball over the top to Laurie. Ernest came in, but Collegians came in through Corp. Bottom of the pack. Now Blacks have the football. They'll bomb it long up to the half-forward line. Locke leading out in the race. Omutis got his hands on top of the ball, but it still came to Blacks. Lay got the ball out there to Lacey. Lacey kicked it on the left foot right up to the full forward line. Holtz was wrapped up by Patterson. Umpire said he didn't have an opportunity to ball it up. 20 metres out from the University Blacks goal. They lead by 2. 20 minutes gone, second quarter.
Yeah, well, they've managed to get it up where they could fortuitously get a little snap-on goal here.
Thanks to Sports Cover, knocked out by Patterson out towards Holst. He got tackled. And again, a big pack forms, not going anywhere, and we're going to eventually have another ball up.
Very similar to the first quarter.
Well, it is, but it's against the run of the game.
Jorgensen, Marn wrapped up in a tackle by Hibbins, and the umpire will be forced to blow the whistle and ball it up again.
Or the territory of the game. The game is being played in the territory of the Collegians forward line, except for now. One mistake, and it could be costly for
Patterson slaps it towards goal. Holst read it best and kicked off a step up towards centre back. Taft doing some work there as well. Tardif did well, spun out of trouble. Hand pass to no one, though. Only to Pitt, and Pitt sends it out towards the pocket, and Weekly takes the mark in front of Jorgensen.
Did well to restrain himself from giving away a 25 there, Jorgie, I think. He was tempted.
40 metres out, slightly worse than 45-degree angle. Weekly can go back and have a shot for Blacks.
Wind's very hard to manage in this pocket.
Started between the point and the goals, Kenny.
Yes.
Kick it hard and watch it just swing across.
Right-hand side, you're talking
about. Yeah.
Weekly starts it out right. It goes way across the face. The goal. It doesn't make the distance. In fact, Lay on the last line of defence almost took the mark. He butted up, tried to wrestle it towards goal. Eventually, Hilton slaps it across the line for a rushed behind. Blacks get their first score of the term, 2-4-16 to Collegians 2-1-13. Margin 3 points on the Sports Cover scoreboard, thanks to Bayford. We've gone 22 minutes.
Zimbax went to Simmons, back to Zimbax. Handball again to Apted. Zimbax gets his third possession in 20 seconds. Went to Holston. Zimbax gets his fourth possession. Handballs over the top. It'll end up with Kamenar. About to get crunched by Blake. Ball came to ground. Lock came through hard there for University Blacks. The Collegians moved the ball quickly to centre wing, but they've been stopped there.
A lot of risk in that, but it came off, so luck, fortune.
Bottom of the pack, Hogan on the left foot, kicks it long, but only as far there as the brick wall in Jorgensen. Must have been touched, went to Holtz. Holtz went to Zimbax. Around the corner there, Phillips kicks it up the line. Mark taken on that occasion by Alexander Croft. He got it to Reese. Reese went long, up towards the half-back line, and the mark's been taken there by University Blacks.
Pitt it is at half-back. So 2-on-1 against Corp, and Blake was taking Corp out of the contest, allowing Pitt, and that's I reckon the third time Pitt's kicked it out of bounds on the full today.
I don't reckon I'll be giving on the loose man. The last few minutes of this quarter, just have an even contest. Don't allow that loose man there. Jason Blake is good at it.
Sandercroft comes in and kicks it up towards his brother Harry. He had to punch on that occasion. Well done by Jones. Look at the hand pass to Corp, and he kicks a goal.
What a sensational handball. Who was that? It's Jones, the soccer player. He's the soccer player.
He is indeed.
Didn't start playing football until he was 16.
Or even older now.
Older. Plucked out of the Collegians thirds.
Yep.
And we've been
Hibbo
told...
said, I reckon you can play a bit.
That's exactly right. Corp gets his second of the term and gets Collegians third. 3-1-19. They take the lead for the first time today over Uni Blacks 2-4-16 on the Sports Cover scoreboard. Corp with 2.
Well, a genius handball over the top of about 5 players.
So the first time they've led all day, Collegians. Can University Blacks answer in the back half or the back part of this second quarter? Imutis has got the football for Collegians. University Blacks doing very well. And we'll get a secondary bounce right in the centre of Elston.
Something that Blacks wouldn't have experienced for a while, and that's being behind on the scoreboard. It'll be a long time.
So it's been a pressure game, if nothing else. 19-16, 24 minutes gone. Imutis charges through. He's got plenty of the football. Goes up towards the half-forward line. Working back there, Drysdale's now ended up with the ball, and he gets a quick kick away. Comes out to Napier. Napier goes to Pitt. Pitt across his body. Up looking for Lay. Punched away by Kamenar. Lay, he got 3 free kicks. Umpire didn't see any of them, so he kicks it over the line and we'll get a ball in. Centre wing, Collegians 3-1, Uni Blacks 2-4. We're 25 into the second.
Bit stiff then, Harry Lay.
Absolutely.
It showed great strength, didn't he, in working his way through, even though he probably should have got that free.
Throw in right in front of our... Look at the breeze, just take the ball away. Gained about 2 metres for Collegians before even it got to the contest. Reese there with Mann, and they knock it over, and they give a bit of a push and shove afterwards as well. Good to see. So line up ready for the next ball in. Still that Collegians crowd just huge behind the goals there, and they've had a bit to cheer about this term. They've kicked 3 goals so far. Blacks yet to kick a goal. Well done, Apted. Kicked it up towards full forward. Corp out of position that time, and Pitt takes the relieving mark.
So Pitt has had plenty of the football, goes out wide. This time he finds O'Rourke. O'Rourke drives up the line, but he's missed Ernest, and the mark's been taken by Zimbax. Zimbax has got the ball, and he drove into his teammate in Tardif. How many times have they shared it? Tardif goes long up looking for Jasevalik. Corp came over the top, tried to do the roving. Couldn't do so. Now he dives on top of his University Black opponent, and we'll get a ball up 35 metres out from the Collegians' goal.
Corp's forward defensive pressure has been sensational.
Yeah, Tardif has been sensational too.
Tardif and Zimbax, yeah.
The main factors there for Collegians. Ruck contest, Willingham tries to do his own roving. Now he's sitting on the football. The umpire's not going to pay a free against him, so we'll get another ball up. This time 30 metres out from Collegians' goal. They lead by 3 points, and we're gone 26-20 in the second term for Bayford.
A lot of players around the football here at the moment. Willingham and Pembethy comes to Reese out the back. He's going to kick a goal. If he gets boot to ball, he can't. He hand-passed in the end to the last line of defence. Tried to hand-pass it through for a point, I reckon. And chopped off by Pitt. Got it out to Napier. And Blacks can relieve only as far as Holst, who's going to be paid the mark. He wanted the 25, but it wasn't going to be given. Gave the hand pass to Kamenar instead, who kicks it to where Corp was going to be, but it's a good defensive mark going back in the hole to Laurie, and there'll be 25 metres as well.
He had to stand firm then, Laurie, didn't he, Kenny? It was a good mark because he could hear the troops coming, and Jesse Laurie's taken a big mark there. Been very good in the final series for University Blacks. He'll get the free kick with the agency of the 25-metre penalty. Just defensive side of centre, slowing down play. From what John said, has been a slow game. So this time he goes to the grandstand side, gets around his opponent and then drives long. But Imudis is back there for Collegians. Poor kick by Laurie on that occasion, and Julian Imudis has got the football. Now he's got Russo on in the middle. Russo takes the mark. This is a quick transference. 2-on-2. Taft and Corp are there.
Oh, he might just paid the free against him.
Paid the free against him. And Jason Blake will go back and take the resultant free kick for Uni Blacks.
It's almost like he knew he was going to get the free kick before him, and he didn't bother trying to complete the mark. Came out to Weekly. Weekly's kick down the line's okay for Lay. Lay kicks off a step, and that's out of bounds. No, just bounced, pitched inside, right between the interchange gates, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
He's frustrated easily sometimes, the big fella Corp, isn't he?
Well, it would be horrible just playing down there with the ball coming in every now and then in different shapes, sizes and speeds. It's hard work.
Cruz gathers it, gets boot to ball.
Loose man.
Willingham tried to slap it to Napier. Hibbins did well. Gave himself some space, but he had his kick smothered by Slabbert. Eventually it ended up with Reese, though. Got it to Giles by hand. His kick's okay for Russo, who's been good in the last 5 minutes or so. He gathered the bounce, ran to the edge of the square. Siren sounds, and a mark is taken. But the siren had sounded in the air. Ball of flight. If I was Corp, I would have let that go through for a point to try and just get an extra point.
Yes.
But in the end, it's half-time here at Sports Cover Arena. And the score at half-time on the Sports Cover scoreboard. Collegians lead at half-time of the Premier Grand Final. 3-1-19 to University Blacks 2-4-16. We'll do the goal kickers now because there's only been 5 goals for the game. 2 to Corp, all in that quarter, and Taft that quarter for Collegians. Whilst for Blacks, both of their goals came in the first term via the boots of Jesse Laurie and Harry Lay. On 96.5 Inter FM, we'll take a break.
You're listening to the VAFA Match of the Day on 96.5 Inter FM and streaming at www.interfm.org.au.
It's Grand Final Day 2014 for the Victorian Amateur Football Association Premier Division from Sports Cover Arena at Elstonwick Park. University Blacks 2-4-16, trail Collegians 3-1-19. Goals have been at a premium. The second half on 96.5, 98.9, Channel 31 and the VAFA web with Andrew Leonard.
Knocked out by Pembethy, just slapped it to advantage, but getting back first there is Sheehan off the back of the square. Wheels around onto his left boot, kicks it out towards the Ernest direction. He traps it, but Kamenar did really well just to hold him up. Marn came in to give some assistance. He's got that Joel Selwood bends his knees, Marn, as he gets tackled. And he rode the tackle into the ground with Hilton every step of the way with him. Thrown up, Pembethy again, knocks it to Hibbins. Stolen by Lay. Lay hand pass to Cruz. Off the left, snaps it around the corner to Patterson. He takes the mark on his chest, 15 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Plays on.
Plays on. And snaps it goal, and I'm not sure that was the best decision for him. He's kicked a minus score.
Wasn't the best kick.
He's no Stevie Johnson, is he?
No, and it's a minus score. He's got 2 minus today, does Patterson.
I was actually heading towards the Elstonwick Hotel bottle shop.
Takes Blacks to 2-5-17, Collegians 3-1-19, 2 points the difference in the grand final in favour of Collegians on the Club Warehouse scoreboard.
So Tardif chipped it in this time to Nathan Giles, deep in the back pocket, and he goes, poor kick, it was half smothered off the boot. Tardif came through. Now University Blacks could be dangerous if Lacey can pick it up, but he turned it over to Giles, went back to Imudis. Imudis went up towards the 45-metre arc. Zimback's and target. Tardif whacks. Zimback's got it to Tardif. Tardif went on the left foot, but he turned it over. And the mark's been taken there by Laurie. Laurie kicks it across now to Lacey. Lacey takes the mark. 50 metres out. He'll kick from 55 metres, but he's got
Lacey's chances. Went back the whole way. He said, I can do this. I'll show the way here, boys.
He'll kick that.
So Hugh Lacey will back himself in.
Turned his back on the forward line and going back there, so.
Been at the Blacks since 2007.
Well,
He's
he's
on
now
the
back in the
Michael
centre.
Holding run-up.
Yeah.
He'll start off 80 metres out
Everyone
from
knows
goal.
number 5's got it.
When he lands, he'll kick from 55 metres out with the white boots. It's going poorly towards the left-hand forward pocket. University Blacks still have it. Ernest kicks across his body but doesn't bring it back enough. 1 minus score. Blacks wasteful early in this third quarter. Going to 2-6-18 now. 1 point behind Collegians, 3-1-19.
Well, they've started the quarter with plenty of intent.
They have.
Kicked into the outer side of the ground. Collegians couldn't quite get it clear. Blacks have turned it over again. Ended up with Weekly, who chips it up towards Lay. Lay's got Pitt running forward if you wanted to use him.
And kept his eye on the ground downfield, looking to kick it off if necessary. But he's going back a long way too, actually. Yeah. He's on the wing.
Man on the mark is on the wing.
He's 40. He's gone back. He's gone back further than the kick.
Who's the bloke from St Kilda?
It doesn't.
Sard. He's on a suspension at the moment for having a soft drink on game day. In comes Lay. We'll have to kick it from 52 metres. Kicks from the edge of the square. Better looking kick than Lacey's. Got to the goal line, but Patterson took the mark a metre out, and he'll kick from point blank range for a goal. And Michael Crooks, despite him being a ruckman, has marked it down for a goal. So Patterson kicks the goal and kicks it out of Elsternwick Park into Glen Huntly Road as well, which will be handy for the boundary umpires to go and get that one.
Nearly put it in the back of my car.
Well, that's a fantastic start.
3-6-24 Blacks. Collegians 3-1-19. 5 points of difference in favour of Blacks. Club Warehouse scoreboard.
Terrific start to the quarter, Johnny, for the Blacks.
Yeah, yep, they've just turned the intensity up another notch here. There's a lot of intent in their play, and that was one of a couple of opportunities to kick goals. So they're off and running, and they've got the lead back.
Collegians haven't been forward to centre in the third quarter. Blacks have kicked 1 goal, 2, and Willingham wins the takeaway. Out towards the half-forward flank. Working back now, Apted for Collegians. Drops the ball. Now he gets himself in under pressure. Tries to break and tackle. Not many of them have been paid all day, and we'll get a ball up right on 45 there for University Blacks. They're attacking with the wind in this quarter. Willingham gets it down only as far as Sam Hibbins. He was wrapped up by Lay. And once again, we'll get a ball up. 4.5 gone in the third quarter. University Blacks 3-6. Lead Collegians 3-1 on the Club Warehouse scoreboard.
Thrown up nil all drawn. Napier stole it though off hands and snapped towards goal and kicked a goal. Great goal from Napier. And Blacks get their fourth. 4-6-30 they move to. Margin out to 11 points over Collegians. 3-1-19 Club Warehouse score. But thanks to Bendigo Bank East Melbourne, 5 minutes in the third.
Coach's hat, John. You're the Collegians coach. What do you do?
Be putting an extra bloke back and just getting everyone to lock in around the stoppage. That's another goal caused by a stoppage. And just trying to get your hands on the ball, chip a couple of kicks around and just try and take some momentum out of the game and out of the Blacks. Get the ball over their hands.
Back there now. They've dropped him.
Big danger time for the Lions. Blair Morton at ground level.
Boys, I can just say this wind is getting much stronger and much icier down here on ground level.
So Blair's suffering here. He hasn't. He's actually wore long pants today. Courtney Hilton's got the ball for Collegians. Handball's away to Apted. Apted now into the teeth of this breeze, right up to centre half forward. Carrie Croft trying to take it. Hibbins leads onto the ball. He's got 4 University Blacks players to beat. One of them's Laurie. Laurie's now done very well. Comes around his body, chips up beautifully to Hogan, who takes the mark. Right on the Victorian Amateur Football Association emblem.
4 blokes onto 1 Collegians bloke. There's the side that's working harder.
Calls a play on, so Zimbaks tried to push him off the tackle. Zimbaks has now got the ball, but it ends up with Robbins. Robbins across his body. Deep up into the forward line. Tyson Cruz, dangerous, running onto it. Can't actually take control of it. Bit of tunnelling went on there and the ball went over the line and out of bounds. 25 metres around from the Blacks goal. They lead by 11, but they look their most dangerous they have all day.
Waited a long time for the ball to sit up there, Cruz, and I reckon he could have just bent that extra few centimetres and bent down and got it, but easy to say from up here. Kick off the ground came from Reese, up towards Croft and Pitt. Croft front spot, Blake picked it up, got it to Lacey. Lacey on his right boot, kicks it around the corner, taking him out, no touch play on, said the umpire. Holst took it, got it to Tardif. Tardif kicks wide out towards the outer side of the ground, and Russo. With him, Drysdale. Russo on the boundary line because he had a couple to beat. and he got it. The umpire says throw it in.
Well, there are two guys that have really taken control of things there. Wellingham and Patterson have both been sensational in 5 minutes play, and they finished the last quarter very strong as well. Danger signs for Collegians.
Knocked out by Batten on that occasion. Russo gathers the football, goes back into traffic, and then kicks on the right boot down the line. He's kicked it wide out of bounds on the full.
I kind of get the feeling Collegians need to kick a goal into the wind this quarter, just to make some sort of statement at whatever that's getting thrown at them.
So they've already given up 2 goals in the first 5 minutes. And Blacks are on the attack again, right up towards the half-forward line. Jorgensen comes across the top, went to Anderson. Kick left foot, right up towards the hot spot at full forward. Giles, who's got a bit of work to do now because University Blacks have got it through Laurie. Laurie handballs backwards to Lay. Lay goes deep into the forward pocket, misses his target in Blake. And the ball rolls out in front of Zimbax and Lacey. Lacey laying it there on
right
Zimbax.
running along the boundary line, but couldn't keep it in from outside.
30-19, 11 points the difference at the moment. Hard, tough football in the Premier Grand Final here today. Patterson wins the ruck takeout. Only as far there as Anderson. He got it back, Patterson. This time the ruckman tries to left foot it through and gets 1 minus score. 4-7 to 3-1, the margin out to an even 2 goals. 8 minutes gone, third term for the Bendigo Bank of East Melbourne.
Well, Patterson in these first, 8 minutes has had 3 shots for goal.
Yes.
He's only kicked 1.
So Zimbax to Tardif. Called that combination a few times. Tardif plays on as no one stood the mark. Kicked it out towards Croft on the wing. O'Rourke comes late, but Croft sits under it, takes a good, strong mark. He wants to play on straight away, does so to Taft, who's got it a long way from home, and that should be 25 metres. That should be 25 metres. I'm not sure why it's not against O'Rourke.
Giving him 25 centimetres.
Not only was he over the mark, he held him up and knocked the ball out of his hands, but Taft doesn't mind that anyway, just gets on with it and kicks it up towards Croft. Off hands, Omutis crashes through, does well. Russo over the football. They need to materialise something here, Collegians. Nothing will do that, so, and we'll have a ball up just inside attacking 45 for Collegians.
As John said, they probably need a goal in this quarter. Omutis now, he was dispossessed, came out to Laurie, getting plenty of the ball. Early days, third quarter, 2-on-1. Jorgensen in front. Goes up and takes the big mark. He had Holst in support, but Patterson's been very good in this third quarter. Jorgensen misses his target. University Blacks could be dangerous here. Robbins got the handball away to Blake. He went back to Robbins, who kicked around his body deep up looking for Drysdale. He was the meat in the sandwich, came down to Charlie Holt. Pushed off the football, came back to big Adam Patterson. Patterson kicked it long and beautifully up the forward line. And Jondre Slavitt's taken the ball. He's got 2 on in the middle. Courtney Hilton had to be good. He stood firm, punched it away, but Blacks will attack again.
4,
One of them was Hogan. He got it to Hugh Lacey. Lacey from 40, goes goalward and puts it through. University Blacks go to 5-7-37. Collegians 3-1-19. We've gone 10 minutes of the third term on the Club Warehouse scoreboard, and John Hugh Lacey, a very good finisher.
He's a wonderful finisher and a lovely goal, and just coming into the game now, so he's certainly giving my tip as the Jock Nelson medalist some more weight.
Well, it makes you wonder where the players were over there. There was one player, one Collegians player against 4 here. He could have raffled it.
Yes. So look, an important
lost their way then.
An important goal for Blacks.
Knocked out in the middle of the ground, comes out towards Laurie, who crashed through, couldn't quite take it. Reece stole it though. Hand pass Pempathy, hand pass Omutis. Omutis runs to 44 metres, tumbles at the kick.
Tap. Brilliant mark.
Takes a fortuitous mark, 15 metres out from goal, directly in front. And Michael Crooks has written it down, and Taft desperately needs to kick this for Collegians.
Well, that's a great mark. That was a tumbling ball in, and he was behind his man, but just read it better and dived hard and low and caught it.
So Taft.
And he'll punch this one through too.
Slight angle, experienced goal kicker, hits the post.
Oh no. Not because he missed the goal, because I'd already written it in.
A minor score only, 3-2-20. Collegians trailing Blacks by 17 points, 5-7-37. 11 minutes gone in the third for Club Warehouse in Bendigo Bank, East Melbourne.
For the sake of a close game, I think we needed Taft to kick that one because University Blacks are looking very dangerous. They'll kick in long. Corp's got to stand firm. Was he pushed off the tackle? Yes, said the umpire. Advantage paid to Apted. Apted goes down to Russo. Couldn't take it. Now on the half volley, he sat down. Ball comes to ground. Quick kick away by University Blacks through Lacey. Lacey goes up. Jorgensen tries to stand firm. No, said the umpire. No mark paid. Came back to Tardif. Tried to break a tackle. Couldn't do so, and we'll get a ball up right on the VAFA logo at centre wing. 5-7 Uni Blacks, 3-2 Collegians, 12 minutes gone. The margin of game high 17, or close to a game high 17.
Knocked out by Willingham, came down to Reese. Reese kicked it out, and Laurie took a good mark. Defensive side of centre to relieve for University Blacks. He chips over the top to Napier. Napier's taken the mark, still defensive side for Blacks. He's going to go wide to the outer side of the ground, and the mark is taken out there by Sheehan. Off a step, goes long towards the wing. Oh, Ernest almost plucked down a really good mark, couldn't quite do so. Zimbak's with him every step of the way, and he happily sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Had trouble getting into it today. Yes, Blair?
Boys, both interchange benches changing with a very high frequency. Both players for both teams look really, really fit. So once this game does break, I reckon both teams have the ability to break it wide open.
Yeah, that's got a bit to do with the fact that there's been a lot of standing around with from going from stoppage to stoppage.
So throw up to take place on the outer side of the ground on 96.5 FM. This is the Premier Grand Final, and 98.9 Northwest FM.
Nick Reese tried to get it away. Got it as far there as Apted, and a quick handball. Collegians drive long, but Adam Pitt, who's been pretty good across the half-back line, takes the mark. So Pitt, now he's going to try and switch play. They're very well structured. He goes to O'Rourke. He's got Thomas on his own here on the grandstand half-back flank. Now, will Thomas try and break or just hold it up again with the breeze? He's just holding it up, letting everyone get in front of him. Now he goes long with a drop punt right towards centre wing. Simmons against Robbins. Ball came to ground. Phillips got the handball away to Apted, who went back to Simmons. Yep. The Western Australian kicked a wobbly one on the left foot. Right up towards the half-forward line. Collegians have control of the ball through Jones, who got it back to Hilton. Hilton got a kick away, which was smothered. Back to Sandacroft. Blacks putting on a lot of preference. Sandacroft just takes a step and goes over the boundary line.
There's 5 of them around him then. Any wonder he didn't try to kick it.
They just kept closing and closing in here, University Blacks, and that's what they're doing on the scoreboard. They lead by 17. Hibbins has got the ball, gets a quick kick away up towards the half-forward flank, but now taking the ball was Laurie for University Blacks.
Got a hand pass over the top here towards Thomas. He was put under good pressure from Taft. Got it to Weekly. Weekly back into trouble. Got a hand pass out to Mann. Mann spears a pass forward, and Anderson takes a good mark in his hands above his head. In the centre of Sports Cover Arena. Anderson with the football. He's got Sheehan wide if he wants him, but he goes longer instead. Inside 45 up towards Slavitt and Lacey, but a good mark taken there by Jorgensen, and he relieves for Collegians.
His favourite job, isn't it? Taking that mark.
And kicks it wide to the outer side of the ground. Just bounced in front of Imutis.
They needed a better result from that. Part of them being able to score at the other end. I mean, I was just surprised that no one sort of broke out this side of the ground, and he was forced to go where all the numbers were, and the kick was slightly short of its target. Incredibly low scoring grand final, 37-20. No rain, just pretty breezy here at Elstonwick. Imutis gathers it, kicks along the boundary line, and out of bounds. And paid deliberate out of bounds, I think, there. So Hogan will take the free kick for Blacks.
He gets the ball a lot, and just with not much result from it.
It's been pretty good. So Blacks drive the ball long, up looking at Willingham in front, Patterson. The ball comes to ground, charging through Simmons, gets the handball away to Imutis. This time he's in trouble. Weekly's got it. Weekly snaps around his body and puts University Blacks 6 on the board. 6-7-43 Uni Blacks. They're looking very dangerous. Collegians 3-2-20. And this time, John, it's a game high 23.
It's almost getting away from them.
Yeah, well, dangerous spot to be overhandling the ball in that 30 metres, 35 metres out directly in front. And Blacks have had great numbers around the ball this quarter. And I mean, it's not uncommon to see them surrounded, ball carriers surrounded by 3 or 4 players.
Look, in 16 minutes, they're totally outplayed Collegians.
Yeah. they haven't looked. Their defence has been shaky this morning.
Back in the middle of sports cover, knocked again by Pembethy. Hogan was crunched in a tackle. Mann burrows low, comes away with it, runs his full measure, kicks to full forward. Patterson punched away from him, couldn't bring it down. Does the roving as Slavitt, hand pass wide, goes out towards Locke, steps through traffic and kicks a goal. Blacks get their 7-7-49 they move to. Margin out to 29 points. Getting hard for Collegians now, 3-2-20. 17 minutes into the third term. That's on the Bendigo Bank East Melbourne and Club Warehouse scoreboard.
Yeah, you can see with the purpose with which Bede Marn broke out from the centre there and kicked forward to a dangerous marking situation. Blacks had the numbers there again, and a good goal from young Locke, who's been quiet today, but he's a good young player.
Kicked 5-3 to 1 point in the first 17.5 minutes of Willingham's winning the ruck contest. Hibbins tries to come through with Imutis for Collegians. They might give away a free kick. They have set umpire Davidson for above the shoulder, and the resultant free kick will go to the black skipper in Marn. Marn goes out wide. Now they're on the run. One bounce. They'll drive long right up towards the top of the goal square. Patterson at the back. Taken on this occasion by Robbins, who came over the back. And University Blacks are on a roll here.
Yeah, well, so a great mark from not such a big player, and it was a big pack. He came in from behind, and he doesn't miss this guy.
So the man they call Bear, still an under-19 player, comes in and kicks 4 in the second semi. He's kicked his first in the grand final. Blacks have 6 in this quarter, 8-7-55. Collegians 3-2-20. That's on the Club Warehouse scoreboard.
Well, I think that's almost out of reach, even at this stage.
10's jumped off, 18.5 gone third quarter.
No. One of the assistant coaches for Blacks there, boys, just coming down and telling the boys don't lose focus on interchange there. So that tells you a lot about how the game's going as far as Blacks are concerned right now.
Thanks, boy.
Yeah, look, it's certainly going to be a difficult task for Collegians, but I don't necessarily think it's gone. But anything can happen with a shift in momentum. Yeah, but there's still 7 or 8 minutes to go, and the Blacks have certainly got all the momentum.
Corp into the ruck for Collegians. He got the knock, but they can't get the clearance. Hogan slapped it to advantage, crashing through their Cruz at the bottom of the pack, is it?
Well, they've got no forward line at all, Collegians. Everyone's up and around the ball or back.
It is Mann who hands that ball back to the umpire. Cruz on the bench at the moment. There it goes, Corp knocked it down to Reese. It was a good knock, and Reese got the kick up towards Taft, but he's got 2-on-1, and Pitt takes the mark in front of Taft. Pitt goes wide to the outer side of the ground. So Napier over the top, almost flew for the mark and brought it down, couldn't quite do so. Batten tried to keep it in. Corp gathers the football, hand pass to Reese, hand pass to Imutis. Imutis off a step, kicks it up towards the Jezevelic, couldn't quite bring it down. Mann instead comes away with it for Blacks, and he can reload for them.
So Bede Marn goes long up to Patterson, and Patterson takes the mark 55 metres out. Now he goes long, right up to the full forward line. Great kick, and Robbins taking the mark again.
They're very similar, those three.
Come right into the game.
2 slashing kicks there from the Blacks players. Bede Marn breaking clear across half back with a brilliant left foot pass down to Pattinson, who put his big hands up and grabbed it, and then for a big fella, we all know Ken, you blokes don't have a lot of skill. Well, he fired a bullet pass.
To be fair to the ruckman, that was a pinpoint bullet pass to the leading Alistair Robbins. He kicked a goal a minute and a half ago. This for his second for the 7th of the quarter to Uni Blacks, and he kicks it. 9-7-61, Collegians stagnant, 3-2-20. 20 minutes gone on the third term, which is brought to you by the Bendigo Bank of East Melbourne.
You want me to repeat what I said before?
No, they're in a lot of trouble, Collegians, Ken.
They won't get up from there.
There's no doubt about that. But look, great player. I mean, they have some brilliant players down there, and that Robbins I hadn't seen before last week, but he's got some great talent.
Many scoring options, John. That's their first multiple goal kicker.
Yeah.
It's been the story all year for Blacks. Multiple goal kickers everywhere. This time Collegians take it away through Hibbins, who got the clearance up towards Taft. Thomas did really well to punch it away from him. Hogan read the front and centre. Hand pass chopped off there by Jones. Kicks over the top to Taft. Taft will run into an open goal and kick the first goal at the scoreboard end.
Yes.
And an important one for Collegians if they are to be any chance. They get the margin back to 35 points. 4-2-26, they trail University Blacks 9-7-61. Club Warehouse scoreboard, 21 minutes third term.
I mean, it all helps, but he really needed to kick that one. A couple of 10 minutes ago, just to put a bit of a stopper on the momentum that Blacks had at that point, and to tie it back in. But look, there's still plenty of time in the game. I mean, it's not an impossible task, but they've got to stop them from scoring for the rest of the quarter and try and just edge one back themselves.
8 goals kicked in 20 minutes in the third quarter after only 5 were kicked in the first half. Trying to take the ball out of the centre there was Lay for University Blacks. He does so. Kicks it long. Robbins, the goal kicker in the last 5 minutes, comes down to Hugh Lacey. On the right foot, he kicks across his body. Right up to the full forward line. Was there hands in the back? No, said the umpire. Jason Blake just stands firm and takes the mark 20 metres out directly in front. But the evidence of his kick in the first quarter is no good thing.
No, he'll kick this one. I mean, there it is. I mean, that could have been one of... I mean, it could have been Slavitt, it could have been Patterson. Any one of those tall players, they're all big, long-arm players. And it was quite surprising to see that it was Blake.
Game really opened up. John Canis has said he's a certainty. Jason Blake, the defender, comes in and puts it straight over the goal umpire's hat. Collegians answer back, and they go to 10-7-67. They're now 41 points again in front of Collegians, 4-2-26.
Well, it's been an avalanche of goals. We did suggest at half-time that the third quarter might be the break one way or the other, and it certainly turned out that way. They're playing terrific footy for Uni Blacks.
They are playing great footy, and it's great to see big blokes take strong marks. I mean that was the case from early in the game, but nothing better than the long ball coming in and seeing blokes grab them and see them stick.
Thrown up in the middle of the ground here. Blacks have kicked 8 goals to 1 this term. It's a 0-0 draw on the ruck. Willingham did the roving after Cork won it and then was tackled immediately. Umpire Davidson quick to get in and throw it again. Mahon took the tackler on, gave a don't argue, and then was brought to ground, and will have a ball up. A few Hawthorn fans heading to the exits already. Yeah. Those that want to head off towards the MCG possibly.
Is it all right to go?
Knocked out by Willingham. Here's Russo. He's been good most of the day, Russo. Gave it back towards Giles, or Phillips it was, who kicked it up towards half forward, and Apted gathered on the bounce and kicked around the corner for Taft, just through his legs. Thomas at the back, gathers the football, ducked into the tackle there of Croft, who got into his back in second effort. Nothing doing from either way for the umpire to make a decision on it. It spilled out of bounds. So maybe Collegians can pinch one here. It'll give them something to think about going into three-quarter time, but the margin is just a bit big at the moment at 41 points. Comes out of the back of the pack here to Apted. Kick around the corner. Just not a Collegians player there. I didn't go 10 metres anyway. And we'll have a ball up as Weekly, I think, was claimed at the bottom of that. He's going to get up and hand it back to the umpire. 30 metres out, directly in front of Collegians' goals. They trail by 41 points in the grand final.
30 metres out from the Collegians' goal. Willingham taps it down to ground level. They'll clear again. Sheehan was dropped up in a tackle. Now they're under a bit of pressure. Laurie got the handball away to Anderson. Anderson went to beat man. He tried to break 3 tackles, did so. Collegians try and take the ball. Blacks have got it. Those Andre Slavitt's now got it. Outer side of the ground. Stands firm. Handballs over the top to Napier. Napier runs into a brick wall, but he busts loose and gets the handball to the running ruckman in Patterson. Patterson goes down towards the full forward line. Holst will work back onto it. Tyson Cruz comes through hard for University Blacks. The ball bounces in front of Howison and goes over the line and out of bounds. In the premiership quarter, University Blacks have kicked 8 goals. Collegians have kicked 1, and Blacks lead by 41.
Well, Patterson's working all around the ground now, playing like a small man.
Patterson doing the ruck work there, gave it a double slap, but Hibbins roved it, got it to Reese, who kicked it up towards half back, but Hogan dropped in and took a mark as they set up the wall across this centre wing position. Willingham got it from Hogan. He might go short back to him if he wants. He does so. And he takes the mark.
Got a distinctly AFL-looking body, isn't he, Hogan?
Hogan kicks it up towards full forward. Laurie flying from behind. Corp forced to do some defensive work. Simmons went through, couldn't get it. Laurie again stood up in the tackle. Play on it, spilt out. Kamenar stole it. Kicked it to no one. because there's no one there for Collegians. It's only Blacks as O'Rourke gathers, runs to the edge of the square, kicks it up towards the forward line, over the head there of Weekly. Patterson slapped it beautifully to Robbins. Robbins snapped from the pocket, and it was almost going to be a fantastic goal.
I reckon it was a goal.
And
can we go upstairs?
Oh, no.
Can we go upstairs?
What a great umpiring decision.
Unfortunately, Slavitt went for the mark, and that allowed his defending opponent to slap it through for a minor score. 10-8-68 Blacks, Collegians 4-2-26.
Wasn't that so refreshing, John, just to see a goal umpire make a decision? Drags him back,
Very good.
kicks
The
the
boundary
ball
umpire's
in,
going to make a decision.
and the
with that
boundary
kick.
umpire makes the decision that went straight out of bounds in the full. So things aren't going well for the Lions at the moment. They're really struggling. We've gone 27 minutes in this quarter. They've kicked 8 goals already, University Blacks. And Scott Weekly will take the penalty free kick and get a 25-metre penalty. So bit of mouthing off there, I think, for Collegians. So Weekly, also from Tintinda near Swan Hill, where the captain Bede Marn hails from. He's been a very good player for University Blacks. He has 1 goal, 25 metres out, comes in, kicks, and hits the top of the knob. 1 minor score, 10-9-69 to 4-2-26, margin 47.
That is the post, I take it.
The knob on the top of the post.
Right.
Kick in again. They've struggled in this area. Collegians clearing the defensive 45. A pack forms as it was punched away from the kick in. We'll have a ball up 30 metres out from Black's goal. 43 points the margin in their favour. What were all our tips? I feel like I'm getting close.
I'm looking the best.
John's looking the best.
Knocked out, goes towards Reese. What did John have?
9.
Ken and Blair are looking a bit sick.
9 goals.
Yeah, we're gone.
I had 8.
Been gone for 20 minutes.
So,
However, Collegians have got the win in the last quarter, and anything
right.
can happen, Andrew.
that's exactly right. But as we know, John, in the last quarter, it's a different ball game.
It is a different ball game. You don't have a lot to play for if you're out of the game at this time of year, unfortunately.
So, thrown up rather, sorry, in the forward pocket. Jorgensen took possession. Got boot to ball, but was knocked away from him. Apted put a strong tackle on Blake. Not going anywhere, we'll have another ball up. It's been a bit of stoppage work in the last 2 minutes or so.
After a frenetic first 25 minutes, as Andrew said, just slowed down. Black's pretty happy with their last half hour's work. I think it might be enough to get him a premiership. Weekly's on the bottom of the pack. We're 60 metres out from the University Blacks goal. They lead 10-9 to 4-2. What do they do in the last quarter, John? Do they keep attacking Blacks, or do they just build up a big wall?
Just set up as normal and just and try and go out and score at the other end. I think if you start going defensive, well, you're
giving
you
them
don't
some
you don't need
chance,
to you don't need to at the start. If they kick a couple of quick goals, then you have a plan in operation. But go out
Punched
there.
away, Patterson. Ball comes to ground now. Batten's got the football. It was Ratton, but it was Batten, but it came to Tyson Cruz. Cruz unload!
Oh, what a goal.
Goal of the day, Tyson Cruz to the northern end. University Blacks 11-9-75. Collegians 4-2-26. But you're not going to get a better left foot kick than that kick.
Oh, that's a fantastic goal.
A cracking kick. And he's coming off the ground, feeling great exuberation. Tyson Cruz kicked it from what, 60? Well, they're only 45 here, so it's probably 55. Yeah. Flat and fast though. It was a ripper.
Back in the middle here. Blacks with 9 goals this term, although the clearing kick came from Collegians, so they're still playing a loose man across the back of the square. It was Laurie on that occasion, got it to O'Rourke. Kick into the middle of the ground, found Weekly, gave the hand pass to the running Marn. He runs to the edge of the square and passes beautifully to Blake.
Beautiful kick.
Textbook stuff there from Blacks. And Jason Blake would be enjoying this after playing in a couple of AFL grand final losses.
So look, really good coaching from Cam Roberts, realising that there's not a lot of danger up the other end of the ground. So let's go and load up the forward line with everything possible, and moving the experienced Blake down there is a good move. I mean, the Collegians only really have a one-man forward line.
They gave Tyson Cruz a big rest there. About 30 seconds and back on.
So Blake from 35 metres pops it through for a goal. He's got 2 today, and Blacks have got 12. 12-9-81 they move to. Collegians 4-2-26. More importantly, they've kicked 10 goals to 1 this quarter. Blair Morton at ground level.
Boys, Simon Hogan's just taken himself off and gone straight down the race, so not sure what's happened there, but we'll keep you updated.
That's to put the beers on ice, Blair, I would suggest at the moment. 55 points the margin, 31 and a half gone in this third quarter. And as we said, University Blacks 10 goals in the third quarter. There might be still time for one more. Centre of the ground, Cruz punches it away. Comes out there to Collegians, but they turn it over, went back to Drysdale. Martin nearly missed the whole thing, but ended up with a handball that came out to Lay. Lay went back to Napier. Napier ducks around, sharing the ball with Harry Lay. First game for 5 weeks, been okay. Lay drives long. Blake at the back, can't hold the mark. Charlie Holster's got to do the roving. Handballs to Sandercroft. Handball to Will Tardif. They're still under pressure. He goes back to Sandercroft. Great forward pressure by Uni Blacks. And on the siren, they get the ball over the line. A quarter that went 32 minutes. And University Blacks are in awe of themselves, I'd say. 12-9 to 4-2. 55 points the margin. For University Blacks, 2 to Jason Blake and Alistair Robbins, all in that quarter. Singles to Harry Lay, Hugh Lacey, Tyson Cruz, Jesse Laurie, Adam Patterson, Angus Locke and Tom Napier. Whilst for Collegians, 2 to Shora Taft and 2 to Nick Corp. On 96.5 Inter FM and Channel 31, 98.9 Northwest 7, VAFA TV. We'll take a break.
You're listening to the VAFA Match of the Day on 96.5 Inter FM and streaming at www.interfm.org.au.
University Blacks by 55 at three-quarter time. For Sports Cover, our boundary rider, Blair Morton.
Boys, the Trent Zimbacks, the Collegians captain, was very, very vocal coming into the three-quarter time huddle, saying, boys, we've kicked this many goals in a quarter before, we can do it again. Over at the Blacks huddle, it was pretty quiet. I couldn't hear a word Cameron Roberts said. I reckon he was nearly whispering. But talk around the huddle was that the game was, well, certainly not finished. Definitely theirs for the win, and that the boys just had to keep a cool head, and that and they finished it off.
Thanks, Blair. Scanners, you said Blacks would win by 36. You'd probably be pretty happy with that prediction at the moment.
Well, it's not too bad. I think Collegians are a chance of coming back, but that's, I don't know. I said at the start of the game, Blacks are expected to win because they've been the top side all year, and we've just seen probably 20 minutes. It wasn't even a whole half hour. 20 minutes of why they've been the top side all year. That was
they stamped it on the game, didn't they? And they were really good to watch.
We spoke at half-time about someone's got to take a break, someone's got to take hold of it. They just went bang and said, hey, fellas, watch this, and they were awesome. And I think they're going to win pretty easily.
Thanks, Glenn.
Well, they've got... Blake's got a loose player back in the hole there, but dangerously enough, Tardif is a loose player in the Collegians back line, so that is a great advantage for them.
Final quarter of 2014, here's Andrew.
So here we go, Blacks,
Tardif.
40 years between A-grade Premier Section premierships. Tardif got the first clearing kick, though, for Collegians, but it was chopped off by Laurie. Laurie goes wide to...
Who may well have been the loose player for the Blacks in their back
hand
half.
passes to Cruz, and Cruz's kick is wide out towards Robbins' direction. Pemberthy sees it over. So Blacks, 40 years between drinks from the Premiership Cup in the top section of the VAFA. Returned after some doldrum years throughout the 90s and early 2000s, 80s even as well. And they're back in the top section, back on top at this stage. Thrown in, outer side of the ground. Hogan over the footballs, wrapped up in a tackle. 55 points the margin here in favour of University Blacks. It's been a bit of a blowout in the end, courtesy of their 10-goal third term after a tight, low-scoring first half. From the ball up again, Jones there. Well, crashing in hard, Drysdale. Jones won it though. Hand pass back to Rees, who's been pretty good for Collegians today, but as he kicked it, he was pushed off his kick and it went out of bounds on the full outer side of the ground.
Tyson Cruz, who kicked what I thought was the goal of the day in the third quarter, has got the football. Outer side of the ground, half-back flank. Now goes long and it just holds up into the breeze. No one can take the mark. Robbins and Kamenar at the bottom of the pack. And the ball goes over the line and out of bounds in front of the Anytime Fitness sign. 55 points the margin. Uni Blacks. And this is on the Anytime Fitness scoreboard. They have the flag in the bag.
Well, 2 flags, in fact, Ken. I mean, Scooksy.
Cruz takes it away, kicks it up towards Patterson.
Speechless, you're speechless.
Punched away from him by Holst, comes to Tardif, hand pass to himself. Lay does well. He got tackled by Kaminer, gave it to Patterson. Patterson sits up for Robbins here. He's in. Hilton gets back, does well, working hard. Hilton did really well, did Courtney Hilton. Won the football, then ran away off the back line and kicked it to Jones.
So Jones about to stroll through the middle, and now he kicks it long, but University Blacks have numbers back. They drop the mark. Coming back at not being able to take the ball at the moment was Blake. Now Blake, can he run onto it? He handball, missed the target in Pick. It sits up well for him. Pick goes around his body. Up there towards Willingham. He can't take it, but he's got support of Anderson. Anderson runs up the line beautifully. Dropping the mark was Locke. He was pulled off the ball. Hilton's come up from full back where he got the last possession. Sits on top of Anderson and will get a ball up. Just forward to centre for Collegians. They need goals. They need goals quickly. We've nearly gone 3 minutes in the last quarter. They haven't looked like scoring one. Willingham ruck contest against Pemberth. He comes to ground. Taking the ball was Jones. Handball to Kaminer, who bombs long.
Kaminer up towards Corp. Yes, good mark in his hands. There in front of Laurie. Corp gives it by hand to Tardif, who goes back into trouble. Got pulled off his kick as he kicked it. Came to Russo. Russo hand pass to Abded. Abded hand pass to Kaminer. Kaminer runs to 30 and kicks the goal. So there's the first of the many that they would need to overhaul this margin of 55 points. I don't think they're going to do it. It's back to 49 points. 5-2-32.
Another 9
Collegians.
of those.
Uni Blacks 12-9-81 on the Anytime Fitness scoreboard.
They've got to get one goal every 3 minutes. They're 30 seconds behind.
Well, look, you know, they're going about it the right way. They, you know, they tried, Corp played on to Tardif. That wasn't successful, but they kept the ball rolling. Were committed to honouring the running player through. Quick hands. Got it to the free player in Kaminer for the goal.
Good sharing. Came out of the centre, Hibbins to Rees. Now can Collegians get clear? Pushed in the back, the goal kicker in Kaminer. No, said the umpire. We'll get another ball up. But as you said, John, it was good sharing there, wasn't it? Yeah. Because they could have kicked around their body.
And they rewarded the running player.
They waited and waited, and Kaminer finally put it through. University Blacks now have it through Drysdale. I think that is not ducking the head. No. That is a free kick for over the shoulder.
That's a genuine free kick.
Free kick. And Angus Drysdale, who played in 2012 Premiership, gets the resultant free kick. Goes long. Up they go in the air. No one can take the mark. Uvitis now is the advantage played. It is to Sander Croft. Alexander Croft goes up towards his brother Harry. And Harry takes the mark 35 metres out. And if he kicks this one, they'll be on target. Or in front of target.
No mean feat there, out-marking O'Rourke, as we've learned him to be a very good judge of the aerial ball in the last couple of weeks.
KB mightn't have liked that one. I think there may have been a little bit of hands in the back, but I like the contest. Harry Croft, they need to kick 10 goals. They've kicked one. Now they've kicked 2. 5 minutes into the last term. Now they're a bit of ahead of schedule.
Well, why did we let through so many, they'll be saying on that bench in the third quarter.
Collegians, just for interest's sake, have averaged 8 goals a week in the final term. For the last 6 weeks, they've averaged 8 goals for the final term.
It still won't be enough.
It still won't be enough. There's hope.
What a good start anyway.
It is a great start.
And they're not going away.
Yes.
Pemberthy knocked it out. Weekly gathered the football though. Hand pass out towards Hilton.
He's been quiet.
Hilton kicks it forward for Collegians, and Pitt takes a strong mark going back.
Good players.
For Blacks. Yes. Pitt comes wide to Napier.
Fade on the ball.
And Napier takes the mark on his chest in front of Inutis.
He's been all right too.
Got Marn short down the line if he wants to use that option. Instead, he goes up towards Ernest, who took 2 bites and eventually completed the mark.
As he has done all day, really. He's been a bit off today.
Yeah, hands haven't been on. So Ernest kicks it into the middle of the ground. Good penetrating kick, finds Laurie. This could open up here for Blacks. He goes wide out towards, is that Blake on the outside? It is. Blake gathers it. Has run a long way, runs to 40 metres and spears a pass up towards full forward. It's chopped off by Jones.
So Jones goes wide to Russo. Doesn't elect to go round Blake originally. I think he still might try and block him and run on. No, he'll chip up the line, and Apted takes the mark for Collegians. Lindsay Apted chips into the centre to Charlie Simmons. Still at half-back flank. Collegians using the ball well. Goes to Julian Omitis. Omitis gets the handball over the top to Giles.
High risk.
Giles to the running Tardif. Will it settle up for him? No, he's wrapped up beautifully in a tackle. And University Blues will affect the turn. Blacks will affect the turnover. University Blacks
Kicks it out to half-back. Robbins gathers the football, tapped with him every step of the way, and he takes him over the boundary line and out of bounds 50 metres around from Collegians' goal.
That's not as bad as calling OM St Kevin's all day.
Hang on, that's once all day. No, this one.
At the moment, looks like Melbourne University Football Club's got the 2 highest premierships coming to their rooms this off-season. Thrown in and wrapped up in a tackle right on the 45-metre line. Batten over the top, knocked down to Napier. He tried to barge his way through traffic. Anderson took it. Somehow got a boot to ball. Knocked away by Lay and Batten. Getting their first impacts, although the ball just bounced out of his hands.
You just feel that opportunity that Tardif had then, you know, would have kept the momentum going and the scoring online, and it wasn't on. I mean, the guy that gave him the handball probably should have had a bit of a ping. He was clear.
Thrown in. Phillips does well. Gets it out to Abded. He threw it on the boot. Good work. Pitt last line of defence. Croft gathers it though. Tries to take on the tackle of O'Rourke, and he's been pinged for holding the ball.
Great tackle.
Fair call too.
Yeah, it was a great tackle.
So O'Rourke can take the free kick for Blacks.
So Peter O'Rourke, so good in the second semi, chips into Hogan. Now he's slowing up play into the breeze. He's got Tyson Cruz on his own, just come off the bench in front of Tardif in those flashy orange boots. Tyson Cruz for University Blacks, kicks it long, over centre wing. Jorgensen goes back there, stands up, takes the mark very strongly. They're now behind if they want to kick a goal every 3 minutes. They've got to hurry up and kick one. They've kicked 2 in 8 minutes. Jorgensen now on the left foot, drives it long up towards centre half forward. Sandercroft in front, didn't even go up with any hands. Ball came to ground and they kick it long up towards Nick Corp. Didn't hold them. A great defensive effort there by Blake to punch it over the line right in front of the University Blacks box. 81-38, 43 the margin, 9 gone last quarter.
On 96.5, on 98.9, VAFATV.com, and if you're watching, Channel 31 as well. Cut thrown in. Here goes Jones. It's been a lively type for Collegians the past month or so. Hand passes into the traffic. Out it comes to Russo. Russo tries to tap it to advantage. Anderson goes in. It's still Russo working hard. Eventually comes out to Abded. Kicks it to the top of the square. Bouncing ball. Bounces through for a minor score. So Collegians get a minor score. 6-3-39 they move to. Uni Blacks 12-9-81.
7 goals the margin.
Anytime fitness scoreboard, I should say, as well.
Laurie brings it in. This time he goes to the outer side. Pinpoint pass to O'Rourke. Handball over the top. Tyson Cruz lopes around the outer half-back flank. Drives long into the breeze. Giles goes up and takes a good relieving mark there for Collegians. They've got to kick goals, got to kick them quick. He gets into the youngster in Tim Phillips. Handballs to Simmons. Simmons charges through Elstonwick Park. Goes deep up to the full forward line. And Shora Taft's been paid the mark.
Oh, don't do anything silly there.
Shora Taft's been paid the mark.
Well, I'm glad he didn't reverse it there, because they would reverse that in AFL.
Umpire Russell Davidson's a bit better than that, and here Shora Taft's been paid the mark, doing his 7th grand final, making him the most, wouldn't be capped, most whistled umpire in Premier or A-grade football ever with 7 grand finals. So Shora Taft comes in, kicks and disappointingly misses way to the right. Didn't give it a chance. 6-4-40, 12-9-81. Taft has 2 goals, 2.
Anytime fitness scoreboard, 41 points the margin in favour of Blacks. 11 minutes into the final quarter of the Premier Section Grand Final. Last game of footy in the VAFA for 2014. And of course, if Blacks win this, it'll be their first Premier or A-grade flag in 40 years. Knocked away by Simmons, comes to Lay, and he takes it over. So we'll have a boundary thrown. I say if, when they win it. 41 points.
Well, without taking the excitement away from everyone at home.
Yes. I believe we've got viewers from right around the world against tuning in today. Plenty of Collegian supporters around the world, Singapore and New York and London as well, on VAFATV.com. Munn got the kick up towards the wing position in Robbins. Howison there, the Kiwi. I'm sure he'd have some family and friends watching from New Zealand as well. on VAFATV.com on the live stream, and then of course you can watch it all again tomorrow on Channel 31. 12 minutes gone in the final quarter. 41 points in favour of Blacks. They lead the Premier Section Grand Final over Collegians.
So they're holding up after Collegians kicked a couple of goals early. Anderson turned it over. Hilton got it forward. He'll be paid a free kick here. And advantage not paid to Hibbins, so Courtney Hilton will go back and get the ball, and University Blacks will flood their forward line. Hilton.
They've really cut him out of the game today, haven't they?
Yeah. He was so good
scragged him
week.
at every opportunity.
So good in the last month, but today, not the power that he has been. So with the breeze, he kicks it long, right up towards half forward. Patterson stands up and takes the big relieving mark there for University Blacks.
Like a vacuum to his hands there, wasn't it?
He was always going to mark that virtually from the time Hilton kicked the ball. Adam Patterson goes to the outer side of the ground. Drysdale dropped the mark. Coming in, Jones gives the handball back, misses his target, and Jim Bucks goes to Anderson. He handballs away to Lacey. Drysdale should have got a free kick. No, said the umpire. Zimbax butters back with Hilton. Hilton gives a handball away, turns it over to Lacey.
Oh, fell fortuitously for Ernest, who took the mark and played on. Hand passed away there for Locke. Locke got it back to Lay. Lay kicked it forward, up towards 4-4, but no one was home. Jorgensen was there to take a mark on the last line of defence. Hand pass to Holst. Holst has got no one to go to. So it goes to Jezevilic. Kicks it up towards centre half forward, and Corp couldn't quite bring it down. Croft, that's Harry. Got a hand pass. Patterson doing some work on the back line now. Hand pass to Laurie. Laurie goes a short pass to Willingham. Centre wing outer side of the ground. He kicks it wide towards Cruz, who gathers. Hand pass back inside to... Oh, it's chopped off there. Well done by the Collegians player on the outer side of the ground, although Cruz just slapped it forward to advantage. Giles takes it over in front of Willingham at left half forward for Blacks.
Well, the two big fellas, Patterson and Willingham, have had an absolute ball today. They've both won plenty of the ball.
And as you always say, Ken, the big men just don't get any smaller, and they've really got into the game, especially in this second half. As Ken called, Willingham been very good, won his own takeaway. Got it out quickly, Blacks, but it's been turned over, and Hilton's got the ball. Huge handball. Over the top it goes, so Kamenar goes up towards Croft. Taft does the roving, kicks it around his body, and kicks his third, and the pulse is still just there. 7-4-46, 12-9-81, margin 35. We've gone 14 minutes last quarter.
Good opportunistic goal there from Taft. The ball on the deck. Great. It was a Harry Croft there. Provided the spill of the ball of both opponent and ball, and Taft just kept in the area and snapped around his body.
He's kicked 3 goals.
Very calm.
And he really should have kicked, well, at least 4. He missed one sitter. And that other one was very gettable at this end, so he could have kicked 5. So even though we think he's been well held, he's had 5 scoring shots, the most of any player on the ground.
Yeah, and it's a difficult day for forwards with the wind the way it is.
So back in the middle, what can they muster? They probably need another 1 or 2 in very quick succession here. If they get 2 more before it hits before the 20-minute mark.
They got into the 60s, yeah.
Yeah, 2 more before the 20-minute mark, you'd give them a chance. Jorgensen slaps it forward. We're at 15 minutes into the last quarter. Weekly in there, strongly held up by Hibbins. And we'll have another ball up in the middle. So a couple of stoppages in a row. Blacks just keen to lock this down. Thrown up again. Knocked over the top by Batten. Comes out to Reese. And he didn't quite get the right trajectory on the kick, but it fell into the arms of Kamenar. Hand pass to Tardif. Has a running bounce. He's going to get mown down again if he's not careful. Got his kick away. Up towards Corp. Bounced off Taft's chest. He should have taken the mark, and he did, and it bounced off his chest.
In defence.
I don't think he expected it.
I do think he thought the Blacks player was going to take that mark, and then I reckon it might even have come off his hand. It just came and he wasn't expecting it.
So throw up to take place inside 30 metres out from Collegians' goal. Laurie goes one way, then the other, then went back into trouble. Hand pass it out. Mann crashes through, went to ground in the tackle, and we'll have a ball up.
35 points the margin, 16 minutes gone, final term. In this quarter so far, Collegians have kicked 3 goals, 2. University Blacks scoreless, but they still need more goals, and they need them quickly. Blake went up in the ruck contest, came to ground. Russo's got the handball away. It missed Zimbarks. Coming through Penberthy, a kick off the ground. Sheehan doesn't like it because he's kicked it out of bounds on the full, and the free kick will go to Penberthy. He'll kick the man on the mark's right on 45. He's a left footer, so it's a very awkward kick. He'll probably kick to the top of the goal square, which he does. They need a mark. Up they go. Big pack of players. Great roving. Back of the pack, Patterson. Kicks it long. Back to Penberthy and says, I'll give you another chance.
Easier shot this time.
So Penberthy this time
he's going
dangerously looks for Reese. Coming through Sheehan, he gets the handball to Laurie, who clears for University Blacks.
Bounces the ball towards the wing. Simmons first to recover for Collegians. Hand pass back inside to Zandercroft. Hand pass back towards Simmons. Simmons goes wide and they can reload across half back here through Holst. He'll go further afield to Howison, although the kick might go on for Jorgensen. Georgie Slabbit just stepped out of the way of the big Jorgensen shepherd. Howison gathers on the outer side, steps around Willingham, then sends it back towards full forward. Bouncing ball will bounce in front of Rourke. It might spill out sideways here for Childers. No, it doesn't. Ends up with Lacey. Lacey wide on the outer side to Cruz, and Blacks can clear.
So Cruz goes up the line. Collegians have numbers back. One's Holst. I thought he might have tried to keep it in. They've got to do everything they can. Time running out here. Only probably 12 minutes to go, and they trail still by 6 goals. 81 to 46. They've kicked 3 goals in the last quarter. University Blacks haven't scored into this breeze. Jorgensen will do the ruck work against Willingham. Willingham's won a lot of the takeaways, but this time it went to Kamenar. Coming to the game, he bounces the ball down. Jason Blake gets the handball away to O'Rourke, who clears for Uni Blacks.
Kicks it up towards the wing. Jorgensen back there, traps the football, got it to Zandercroft. Hand pass to Zimbax. Zimbax hand passes over towards the Jorgensen direction. Bounces in front of him. Ernest with him every step of the way. Boundary throw and centre wing out of side of the ground. .95, 98.9 FM, Inner FM, Northwest FM, bringing you the action on the radio dial and through VAFATV.com and Channel 31 tomorrow afternoon, or today if you're watching it, of course, on Channel 31.
Don't tune in Monday, Andrew, it's not there.
That's exactly right. There's a couple of black and blue balloons float past our broadcast position. Willingham takes the clearance. It is perhaps a sign that this one is for Blacks keeping. Locke gathers it, gives it to Robbins, gives it to Cruz, who on that booming left foot kick kicks it to the top of the square. Slab it! Flew for it, couldn't bring it down. Lay gathers it, was strong in the contest, rode the tackle, rode the buff, still going Lay, working in hard there. Collegians would want to get this out if they're not careful. Eventually the umpire comes in and says we'll ball it up. 19 minutes gone in the final term of the Premier Grand Final. That's Blacks by 35.
And Collegians have only kicked 1 goal in the last 14 minutes, so their forward thrust, that a challenge in this last quarter, has really fallen a bit flat. Now we've got a ball up 20 metres out from the University Blacks goal. Only 1 goal kicked to the southern end for the whole match at the moment. Collegians try and take it away. It bounces out there towards the ruckman, Willingham and Penberthy. They both fall over. Nick Reese, the Collegians veteran, runs onto it. Goes down the line, up looking for Nick Corp. On the outer side of the ground, can he keep it in? No, he can't. We're going to throw in 65 metres out now from the Collegians goal. Kicking to the Glen Huntley Road end in the last quarter, and that's on the outer side of the ground.
So the umpire had to go back about 15 minutes to go and get the ball. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Crowd gradually dispersing for those that who had faint hopes of the Lions mounting a serious challenge. They looked capable of it in the early stages of this last quarter, but they've petered out and haven't been able to trouble the scorers since. Lay gets a kick around the corner, up towards Locke. Good hand pass out for Cruz. Cruz little left foot pass, that's okay for Slabbit, who's recovered since he looked like he hurt his hand quite badly at the end of the first quarter. Kicks over the head of everyone, ends up in the arms of Lacey, runs to 45, then sits a little 9-iron up towards the top of the square. Ernest flew for the mark and couldn't take it. Instead it was Holst that took it, gave the hand pass away to Jezevelic, who kicked it up towards the wing. Pitt gathers it in front of Harry Croft. Kick around the corner. It's wide, just offline. Pitt's been good, but his kicking's been a bit offline today. And
He's had a foul touch one way or another,
yeah, Drysdale goes to the interchange after he couldn't gather the football. Have a boundary thrown right in front of our broadcast position, in front of the main grandstand here at Elsternwick Park Sports Cover Arena.
Ruck takeaway on this occasion. Penberthy missed it and ended up with Willingham. Willingham now the big ruckman, kicks it deep right in front of the scoreboard. And going up and taking the mark, Robbins again. He's kicked 2 goals in the third quarter. You'd suggest this is nigh on impossible into this breeze. He's 35 metres out, but deep in the forward pocket. And a big breeze blowing that I don't really know how he can possibly get this one through, but he's going back to prove me wrong. So Alistair Robbins has 2 goals. 35 metres out, comes in, kicks, and it does. It's a good effort, but I still don't know how he was ever going to get it through the 2 posts. Hits the left-hand post, and the margin's now out to an even 6 goals, which I believe one of us broadcasters picked that as.
First score for the quarter, the Blacks.
Tardif, short, to Pemberthy, played on, hand pass to Hibbins, good tackle on him. There's been a turnover. Blacks could make them pay. They can't quite get the ball free though. And it's been locked up, and we will have a ball up 40 metres out from goal.
Yes, it's all over now, well and truly.
You can feel it, even the atmosphere of the crowd, etc., realisation that Blacks are going to win the premiership. Knocked away by Howison, out to Russo was good. Russo stepped around a couple, then kicked it up towards the wing. No one there for Collegians though. Pitt gathers the football. Hand passes backwards there for Anderson, who got it to Laurie. Laurie goes to Marn. So that was Ernest before. He got it out, and Marn's got it now though. He kicks it wide to the outer side of the ground, and it's Pitt who's marked. It's a slow play now from Blacks. Blair, I want you to tell us when you see the Blacks start giving a few high fives on the bench when they know that they've got it. They tend to wait a bit longer, but because the coach will tell them to stop that. It's not over yet, but they're home. We all know that they're home now, but let us know. The ball's worked its way into the middle, and we'll have another ball up.
Got to be a bit slow on the uptake.
You get down there, Ken, and fire them up. Go on, run down to the bench and say, come on, boys. Let's celebrate.
I've been putting my pens away for 10 minutes.
Bit of slow play happening now, but they certainly went into fast forward in 20-minute period in that 3rd quarter where they kicked 10. Hogan drives it down long. Doing a good job back there was Simmons. Not paid the mark. I don't know why. Came out to Charlie Holst. He gets the handball back to Sander Croft. He goes very, very wide. Out there looking for Jasalovic. He can't take the ball. Wraps up his University Blacks opponent, and the ball ends up with Tardif. Now, he's been caught a few times today. Umpire said he threw that away, and the free kick will go the way of University Blacks. Their tackling's been fantastic, and the free kick will go back there to Sheehan. Deep on the outer wing.
Sheehan's standing.
Not Sheehan? Who's that one? Anderson. No. Kicks it long, up the line, comes to Kamenar, handball away to Rees for Collegian. He got it to Sander Croft, very awkward looking kick on this occasion back, and Laurie takes the mark for University Blacks.
Laurie comes to this near side, and O'Rourke, who takes the mark with that heavy bandaging around his head, kicks up towards Batten. Batten takes the mark in front of Jorgensen. Batten, kicks it into the man on the mark, smothered by Jorgensen. First to recover there is Anderson, gathers the football for Blacks. Spears a low pass in, Pattinson just drops the mark, couldn't quite take it. Hand pass back to Anderson, goes over the top by hand to Blake. Blake feeds one into Napier. Napier runs to 60 metres and sends it to the pocket. Might go wide out of bounds on the full, slapped away there by Simmons. Goes to Lacey, tries to dribble goal. It's almost going to be goal of the day. It's going to pinch it from Cruz at the last minute there, Lacey, but it bounced into the post for a minor score only. 12-11-83 over Collegian 7-4-46. Anytime Fitness scoreboard.
Tardif going as long as he possibly can. Collegians now realising that it's probably game over. Ends up with Laurie. Laurie comes around his body up to the half-forward flank, and the mark taken by Lay.
You can see the intensity of the Collegian side has completely dropped off now. And the game being played up the
So Harry Lay chips in beautifully with a pass. And University Blacks are home. They lead by 37 points as we speak. Hugh Lacey's got the ball. Nearly kicked the goal of the day a minute ago. And this time he'll kick from 35 metres out, Blair. No, can't hear you, Blair.
Have a go.
Go, Blair.
Get on with it.
Don't know, Blair seems to have run out of juice. So Hugh Lacey, University Blacks haven't run out of juice. They've been awesome, especially in this second half. Haven't kicked a goal. He'll kick from 40 metres out. right up to the top of the goal square, punched away Collegians defender. Weekly first to the football, comes around his body, kicks and misses to the left-hand side. 1 minus score. 12-12 to 7-4. 38 points the difference at the 27-minute mark.
Interesting scoring pattern. 2 goals in the first sort of 10 minutes of the first quarter, nothing in the second. 10 goals in 20 minutes in the third quarter and nothing in the last.
Yep.
Hand pass comes out to Simmons, chopped off. Reese, sorry, is it Reese? Oh, free kick advantage paid, sorry. And it's going to Blacks, and they've played on, they've kicked their first to that end of the ground, and Lay kicks a goal.
And that's just broken that pattern I was talking about.
So Lay gets Blacks' first goal to the southern end of the ground. It's Blacks' 13-12-90. Margin out to 42 points, 44 points now over Collegians, 7-4-46. 27 minutes gone in the grand final. Blacks are home.
Yes, certainly. They certainly are, Andrew.
So I thought the free kick then was going the other way, but it ended up going there. And there's got another free kick out the middle of the ground here for Blacks.
And umpire Davidson actually handballed that one to Willingham, getting his first stat for the day. Willingham.
He's had plenty of stats.
Elects to go. Who? Davidson?
Willingham.
No, I'm talking about Davidson. The ball came around the body. Up to Lay. He kicked the last goal. He's got Lacey, who should have been in support. He didn't really help him, but he ended up with the football and kicked it on his left foot deep up into the full forward line. The ball bounces over the top of Willingham and Robbins. Came to Simmons. Handball to Howison. Howison goes wide and Nick Reese takes over.
He does, and gets it to Kamina, who gave it by hand to Holst, who got it to Tardif by hand, and then Tardif was slow with the kick, turned it over. Mann chopped it off. He took the mark in the centre of the ground for Blacks. Kicks it wide to the outer side of the ground, and the siren sounds, and Blacks win the Premier Section flag. Their first in 40 years, their first flag since the Premier B flag in 2012. University Blacks winners, 13-12-90 over Collegians, 7-4-46. The final margin, 44 points. But the damage was done in the third term when they kicked 10 goals to 1. Fantastic season for them for University Blacks. John and Ken, tell us about the grand final and how Blacks won it.
Well, they were outstanding. Blacks opened the game up totally, as we thought might happen in the third quarter, one way or the other. They put the game well out of reach for Collegians very, very early in the piece.
Yeah, they did. They weathered the storm, the ferocity of the contest in the first half. Very, very low scoring, dour affair in the first half with lots of pressure anywhere around the ball. No clear bits of, no real clear possessions for either side, and very few cohesive passages of play around the ground. Went in a couple of points down at half time and then came out, and you know, we sensed straight away that there was greater intent and purpose in the way that they were playing. And in fact, you could see that they were creating greater heat around the ball and more urgency. And that very quickly, after 4 or 5 minutes, resulted in the score starting to open up. And it rained goals there through the middle part of that third quarter. And we saw some great marking. We saw some great snaps. One in particular from Cruz was a magnificent snap from just forward of the centre square. The marking of their big players in Pattinson. Robbins took a great mark. He's not such a big player, but a magnificent pack mark, and Blake chipped in as well. So fantastic third quarter that put the game out of Collegians' hands really, and gallant that though they were, opening up with a couple of goals at the start of the last quarter, Collegians, Blacks were able to just steady the ship from sort of the 8-minute mark of the last quarter for the next 10 or so minutes, and that made the task for any Collegians unlikely last-minute rally impossible.
Well, you know, a 10-goal quarter, you're not going to lose many games being able to kick 10 in a quarter, particularly the third quarter. I just think that they took complete control of the game at that stage and never looked like losing. I think from about 10 minutes in.
At ground level, Blair Morton just testing. Are we there? No, we appear to have a lack of microphone there, Glenn. So unfortunately, we don't think we're going to do any on-the-ground interviews with Blair at the moment unless that microphone can reduce. Ken, you better players?
Better players. Well, they were pretty few and far between for the losers, of course, but for the winning team and the premiership team now, I thought these players were the ones that caught my eye. Patterson, of course, was very, very good. Andrew Willingham, also an excellent game from him. I thought Bede Marn led from the front, played when he had to, did exactly what he had to do, and was a very good player. Very impressed with Tyson Cruz. I think only the second time that I've seen him in action, but he does enough to show that he is a very good player. Of the others, I thought Jason Blake did a very formidable job right throughout the 4 quarters, and I was impressed with Adam Pitt. You could probably name another 3 or 4 that did a lot of teamwork effort in the University Black side. Johnny, any others that you had in mind there?
No,
he didn't even hear.
No, I didn't. I was fiddling around here. You got Pattinson. Yeah, Pattinson was good. Harry Lay did a good job.
Yes, he was a good inclusion for sure.
Yeah, he was. Lacey got around and got his kicks there in the second half when they started to dominate. Marn, you've mentioned. And
Scott Weekly was one that I should have mentioned.
Weekly back, well, yeah. Pitt did okay again, and O'Rourke did okay again for Collegians with.
Well, Collegians, I thought that the Will Tardif, I thought, was their best player.
Yeah.
Zimbak's very good for them. Cork did a reasonable job. And of the others, I thought Apted, Iomutis and Taft for his 3 goals, and the fact that he keeps tackling and kept playing hard right to the end. But very difficult day for Collegians after the half-time break, of course. 3, 2 and 1.
Thanks. Can you lead the way?
All my votes go to University Black players. I gave 1 to Andrew Willingham, who was a nuisance to the opposition all day. 2 to Bede Marn, led from the front and did some great work for his side. And I thought the best player on the ground, and probably a player that started the turning of the game, was Adam Patterson.
Patterson 3, Marn 2, and Willingham 1. Ken going for Ruckman, Rover Ruckman. John?
I gave 1 to Laurie, 2 to Blake, and 3 to Marn.
Laurie, Blake, Marn. Blair? No, we're not working.
No,
so.
yeah,
we are.
Hello, I'm back. So I've given 1 to Andrew Willingham in the ruck, 2 to Tyson Cruz. I thought supported him run all day, threw a few good tackles as well, which I thought was really impressive. And 3 to the captain, Bede Marn, stellar all day, and I think deserved it. Captain in a premiership.
Bede Marn, Glenn?
Apologies to Blake. I thought he was very good. I gave 1 to Will Tardif. I thought he was their best player. He was my tip for the for the medal too, but I thought he was terrific all day, even right to the very end.
Yes.
2 to Harry Lay, a couple of goals, inclusion in the side, and in a lot of ways he had to prove that they were right in picking him, and I think he did. And I thought the captain was just wonderful.
So 3 to Marn. Andrew's gone 1 to Patterson, 2 to Marn, 3 to Weekly. I went 1 to Patterson, 2 to Weekly, and 3 to Laurie. So we've got a few differences here there. But Bede Marn, I think, has got 6, 8, 11, 13. So Bede Marn will get our Old England Hotel Best on Ground award. And I don't know who will win the Jock Nelson medal. That will be decided very shortly, as we're about to cross down to the presentation area with Andrew Leonard.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will start the presentations of the Premier Section Grand Final by inviting Mr. Brian Goodman, the General Manager of Football and Umpiring of the VAFA, to come up and present the medallions to today's officiating umpires. And well done again today to our umpires, and congratulations on being appointed to a Premier Grand Final. It's a great achievement for your seasons as well. Our goal umpires today, Clayton Evans and Thomas McCoy. Congratulations to our boundary umpires today, Mitchell Jones, Ben Rickard and Liam Van Essen. And congratulations to our field umpires today, Russell Davidson, Kit Harvey and Michael Hooper. Once again, now that you're here to the Collegians team, to all of you, well on a fantastic season for everyone at the VAFA. A superb effort to make it from fourth spot into the grand final, and you certainly set the competition alight in the last 8 weeks of the year, so well done on a fantastic season. I'd now like to invite a VAFA legend, Mr. Jock Nelson, to the dais up here to present the Jock Nelson Medal for the player adjudged best on the ground.
The medal this year has not been won by an old Zavarian, a bit of a change, but it's been won by an excellent player for the University Blacks, the captain, Bede Marn.
To present the Premiership medallions to the University Blacks player, I'd like to call upon Jack Batten, the last A-grade Premiership captain of University Blacks, to come up to the dais and present the Premiership medallions. Starting with number 2, Harry Lay. Number 4, Andrew Willingham. Number 5, Hugh Lacey. Number 6, Simon Hogan. Number 7, Yondre Slavitt. Number 8, Tyson Cruz. Number 9, Scott Weekly. Number 13, Angus Drysdale. Number 14, Simon Thomas. Number 16, Jesse Laurie. Number 17, Peter O'Rourke. Number 21, Jason Blake. Number 24, Isaac Anderson. Number 25, Brent Sheehan. Number 26, Adam Patterson. Number 27, Nick Batten. Number 30, Angus Locke. Number 38, Tom Napier. Number 39, Adam Pitt. Number 40, Joel Ernest. Number 43, Alistair Robbins. And the skipper, number 10, the Jock Nelson medalist, Bede Marn. And the coach, Cameron Roberts.
I feel like I should be facing this way. Look, firstly to Collegians, well done on a great season. You're a club that we respect greatly. Bad luck on today, but you're a club with a proud history and you should be proud of the season that you've had. So well done to you blokes on that year. To the Uni Blacks boys, it's been I was saying today it feels like a long season, but it's gone by very quickly in the same sense. I know that doesn't make sense, but it's been a really rewarding year, and I think we got our just rewards today. We spoke about, we deserved the opportunity, but we had to go out and earn it, and I think today we did that. And I think that's been our theme the entire year, is embracing the work rate, and we were prepared to do that today, and you get the results. So well done to the boys in that regard as well. To the Black supporters, thanks for coming out and showing your support. I would be lying if I didn't feel the pressure of the 40 years, but it was good to get that monkey off the back and celebrate a Premier win. So well done to everyone and everyone who's involved in the club. So thanks very much.
I'd now like to invite VAFA President Mr Michael Hazel and the Managing Director of Sports Cover Mr Chris Nash to come forward and present the Premiership trophies to the Premiers of VAFA Premier Section in 2014, University Blacks.